Yo, yo, yo. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Sorry for being 2 minutes late, but I had a few bits to do tonight, as usual, which I shall update on very shortly because it's quite funny. Hope you're doing well. Here in my mic. Just let the old YouTube catch up. It's a nice bath and what have you, all freshened up and what have you. Not expecting massive numbers in tonight because it is Easter. Despite the fact everybody's in, I might be having a couple of beers and chilling on out. So we'll see how we get on. Hope you're doing okay. Good evening, Jack. How you doing? Nice to see you. I've got 18 people in the house after 45 seconds. Fantastic. Had a bit of a busy week, actually. Done quite well this week, all things concerned. Sold one or two mowers, nothing extensive because of the old coronid, so haven't done massive amounts, but have done a few repairs to keep some key workers up and running, because even lawn care guys come under as key workers as part of building and maintenance. So done a few repairs, had a couple of job lots come on in as well, which is quite cool. In particular, had a nice little Makita disc saw come in. I think it's a DPC 6400 that came in as part of a job lot, and what have you. So yeah, I've been quite busy, and hopefully everyone is keeping well and keeping safe. And my thoughts go out to anybody who knows of anyone in their family or friends that are currently struck with this god evil situation we're currently in. So I do think of anyone that knows me and I know them or what have you. So hopefully we're all staying in relatively good health and we're all following current government guidelines to try and keep everybody safe in the community. I do know that some people are not following it, but it's what it is. But hey ho, we're in it to win it. We're in it for the long haul. Hopefully we'll come out smiling the other end and what have you. So hope you're good. So what have I been up to? Not a great deal in regards to buying and selling, but have had a few bits come in. A nice little job lot come in just 2 days ago. I had a nice Honda 536C, quite nice, big 21-inch cut. So it's a bit like the Honda Izzy, but the big version, which is good. Also had a Viking come on in, and I've had a Premier, I think it's a Champion Premier, and something else, another one. I don't know what the fourth one is. Honda, Viking, one more. What other one was it? Another little Mountfield, but the Mountfield is a 21-inch cut, but the deck's a bit poop on it. So they're a bit rough around the edges, but I can't be too picky. I picked a lot up for about 50 nicker. It was 50 nicker actually, and I've sort of already sold one of them today, which is my money back, which is cool. Well, money and some. And I got this Makita came in as part of it, and the Makita is now running, despite the fact I've got to do a bit more to it. The fella that gave me this job lot, or sold this job lot to me, his son had a go at the Makita, and oh, hang on, someone calling me. 2 ticks. I heard a babe. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'll tell you what that's all about in a minute. It's hilarious. You'll laugh. So yeah, the Mountfield one's a bit poop. But the Makita, the young lad who had a go at it, he originally rang me up and said, "Can I fix it?" Yes, not a problem. I'll have a look at it. And he said, "I want a carburetor kit." So he bought a carburetor kit for these, which are quite cheap. They're not a lot of money, but I think he'd put too many reeds in one part of the carburetor, and there's still no gasket in amongst the diaphragm side, so it's got to come back apart. However, I have had it running. It's only got one filter in it, and no blade on it. So at the moment, there's no point even tuning it until I've got the right amount of filters in it. The carburetor is successfully overhauled properly, and it's got a blade on it. Then I can then tune it to how I want it, because you should tune these, especially with the air filters in. Otherwise, it sucks too much air in. You're never ever going to do it. Some people say you should tune a disc or carburetor with a disc on it so it's under load. It's not actually under load until you start cutting. It will rev flat out to its maximum without it cutting. It will only be under load when you hit something with a disc and start to cut. That's when it's under load. So you don't have to have these with a disc on to tune. Some people do. I prefer to do it with a disc on, but they're not actually under load. So that's that. I've got that one in. The big Honda is done. The Viking has got a bent crank on a 350 or 450E Briggs, which is a shame. I don't have a spare one of those. I have an old one, but I think that's got a bent crank on it also, one I took off of a Husqvarna last year. So I'm on the scrounge for a 4 or 350E for that one. That's a power drive little Viking. And then the mount fielder's got a nice Honda on it, and the Honda runs really well, but the deck is a bit puppy. Anyway, that's where I am with that. Done nothing else for the stuff at Punch. That's coming. That's just sat down yonder doing nothing. There it is there, looking sorry for itself. I've not done a thing. But today, and this past couple of days, has been Riley Boy's birthday, as you know. For some of you that have watched the video, we weren't able to get Riley Boy the present we wanted originally, which was a Nintendo Switch. That's what he wanted. So we looked and just couldn't find one online at a sensible price within the timescale. I don't know about you, but lots of people are now selling these pieces of equipment or selling lots of things, whether it be medical masks, Nintendo Switches, but they want like £700 for them plus, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. We're not paying that. Not when they're only about £400 to go. So we found a company that actually got one with a 3-year guarantee, because Riley Boy needs a guarantee on his. And it should have been here 2 days ago, which it wasn't, which is his birthday. But it turned up today, so that was cool. So apart from that, we weren't able to actually give our son a birthday present on his birthday, and we felt really bad about it. But given the current situation, I firmly believe that we are not the only family going to be in that situation within the next 2 months. Okay. Even trying to get my trampoline, we couldn't get a trampoline. So anyway, we arranged for the local fire and rescue service to come on down our street, and there's a video on my channel. I think it's the second to last release video. We're only here for 30 seconds because they said they couldn't come out the fire engine because of the girl COVID and couldn't interact so much because of that. So they popped down for 30 seconds, come and saw Riley Boy with all the blues and twos going. Absolutely fantastic. He really, really loved it. He got everyone out in the street. You can imagine a fire engine turning up. Everyone come out. We all sang him happy birthday, and it was absolutely fantastic. So he's actually had a really good birthday. And today, his Nintendo Switch Lite turned up, and he had the games with it. So he's unwrapped his present today. Super happy. And Nana also got him a little paddling pool with a baby shark inflatable thing on it. So tomorrow, if the weather's going to be nice, we're going to be in a paddling pool. So that's good. Super happy. One other update: they are back. They make their comeback. The Micks Mowers safety sliders are back out again. So you'll be seeing a lot more of those. So don't go slating me because I haven't got my safety boots on. They are my safety sliders, and that's why I wear my shed. So they're back out. So hopefully you're all doing okay. I've got 53 in the house after 9 minutes, which is fantastic. I'm going to go through the chat now, start from top to bottom, so don't miss no one out. And if I miss anyone out, you can call me a name, call me whatever you like, and then we'll go from there. So let's see who got in the old shop. 53 in the house, as I say. Give us a thumbs up on your way in. That'd be cool. Be much appreciated. A fun thing to do with Tech Sparky. Says, hi, how you all doing? Let's give a thumbs up for Mix for doing the stream. Jason Hughes is in the house as well. AJP, Ashley from Garden Machines is in the house. Vince F is in the house also. Jack's in the house. How you doing, Jack? Cherokee Rebels in the house. Will Higgs is also in the house. David Young, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. The Diesel Guy, nice to see you. How's Riley? Riley Boy is good. He's just this second gone to bed. Literally just this second. That's why I was a couple of minutes late. He darted down the shed as I was setting the PC up, and he sort of sniffed there might be a live stream going on, so he was hovering. So he's had his teeth brushed and gone to bed, but he's pretty cool. He's doing okay. Pete Froud's in the house. Also, how you doing, Pete? Max is in the house. Lucky 7 Mud Mowers is also in the house. How you doing, Mike? Nice to see you. Scotty's Vlog's also in the house. Dirt Rider, how you doing, Dirt Rider? Hope you're doing well, buddy boy. He's there. Garden Machine is also in the house. How you doing? Nice to see you. That was an awesome video of you and Riley and the fireman. Yeah, thank you, Cherokee. Riley boy deserves all the happiness in the world in my eyes. And we're just lucky enough that the local fire service did that for us, because they said they're not doing it for everyone, because it's gonna become an ongoing thing. So I think we were quite one of the first in the line to do it. So they're happy to do it for us, because we do get some negativity from members of public when we do stuff like that, because they should be working, right? Despite the fact they save lives every day. They say we don't like to do too much of it because we do get some negativity. Donald's in the house. How you doing, Donald? Hi, Mick, Riley boy, Mrs. P. Tina McKenzie's in the house. How you doing, Tina? Nice to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. Jason Hughes, Bastard of Vegas in the house. How you doing? Grandpa's Adventures. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. I was chatting with you earlier on Lucky's live stream. Ali Mack's in the house. How you doing, Ali Mack? Nice to see you, buddy boy. Pete Frau, Tina McKenzie, Barstos, Jason, done you. Grandpa's Workshop, how you doing, buddy boy? Hope you're doing well up in Canada. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. I watched your video the other week, actually, on that parts cleaner. Good little bit of kit that. I think I did suggest you about getting a little battery powered pump or electric powered pump in there. That'd be really good. Saw that video. That's quite good. How to make your own parts washer. All Tech's in the house also. Scott's in the house. Edward Thomas is in the house also. Nice to see you, Edward. Hope you're doing well, buddy boy. Done all you. Andrew Throne's in the house too. Love the fire people to make time out of their work. Yeah, it was cool, eh? It was definitely cool. It made Riley boy jump, I can tell you that, because it wasn't quiet when they come down the old street. They did give it the full Monty. They did let it have it. So V8 Man's in the house too. How are you doing? So is Park Nest. How are you doing? Oh, that jumped. It got as far as, I think it got as far as, I just see Matt Stubbington somewhere. Let me guess, I don't want to miss no one out, see. This is a problem, it jumps. I thought I saw Matt Stubbington. Tina, Park Nest. Yeah, Matt Stubbington. How you doing, Matt? I'll see you. I've got a parcel here from you, Matt. That's turned up. I'll do it in a video at some point with Riley boy. I'll do a video tomorrow, but it'll be out in about 4 or 5 weeks. Keithman is in the house. Mick, trying to fix a garden tiller, a gear tiller. It won't run when the primer bulb is pushed. Lots of fuel, but also air bubbles are circulating. Is this normal? No, it's not. You shouldn't be having air bubbles in your fuel when you're priming. So it sounds to me like you've either got a tank that isn't pressurizing and it's sucking air in as you're priming, or one of your fuel leads has actually got a crack in it, or a very small fracture, and it's sucking in air. When you release the primer, it sucks the air back in. So go back and double check your fuel lines, because that could be where the problem is. 999, how you doing? Nice to see you. Warm day, Mick. Yeah, it was absolutely tank top on, shoulders on. Yeah, definitely. Sun's out, guns out. It's been a beautiful day down here in the UK, and long may it continue. Chances are when we'll get out of this lockdown, it'll start lashing down the rain. Ellis Mowers in the house. How you doing, Ellis? Nice to see you, buddy boy. Thanks for popping on in. Nice to see you. Paul E's also in the house. How you doing? Platinum Gamer's in the house. How you doing? That's Tony, right? Is that you, Tone? Platinum Gamer. Jason Gardner's also in the house. Nice to see you, Jason. Hope you're doing well, buddy boy. Of course, quite a few of you in here. 57 in the house. Grandpa's Adventures. Paul E's in the house too. How are you doing? Park Timers is in the house. I was talking to you earlier on as well, I believe. Pete Sampson's in the house. How are you doing? Tim's in the house as well. You're all chatting to each other. Rusty Skull Productions. How you doing, Rusty Skulls? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Everyone loves rain. Yeah, I love the rain, me. Raphael Scrapper's in the house too. Tim Palmer's in the house. Keith Miller's in the house. Cherokee Rover's in the house. Right, I think I'm there. Done. Did I miss anyone out? If I did, just say, yeah, Mick, you did, and you're a prick. Just let me know. That's right, Mick. It's Tony. Yeah, I remember you, Tony. No worries, buddy. I know you changed your channel 2 or 3 times, Tony. I've problems keeping up with everybody, but so that's that. So the reason I had to pop out just a minute ago was my 2 oldest boys, Ethan and Joshy, who are cool, right? They're yardies. They're cool and hard as nails. Because, hi Ian, hi Busto, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Did I mention me? No, I didn't, Benedict. I didn't miss you, so that means I am a prick. Benedict White's in the house too. How you doing, Benedict White? Nice to see you. So's Andrew Throne. Yeah, my boys, they're yardies, wannabes, they're cools. They're currently sat in the kitchen with my 74-year-old mother-in-law cutting their hair because all the salons and whatever are shut. Normally, they're going to a salon, not a barber. They're going to a salon They'll have it all done up right, you know. They'll have it all shaved up and all this okay. They'll have a bit of styling mousse on there. They can give it all of that, and you know, normally they come out of there smelling like a brothel. They're currently in the Mrs. P's got the clippers and Nana's got the scissors, and I'm like, God. So anyway, they asked me to put the number 4 setting on the clipper, you know, the little tiny black attachment you put on them. So I said, yeah, give it here. So I put the number 1 on it, so see what it comes out like. So that'd be cool. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Platinum, last ever channel. Yeah, righto, Tone. I'll believe that when I see it. So everyone's saying hello to everybody else, which is all good. Nice to see a few new faces in here too. There's a few names in here that are new. Rusty Skull Productions is new. He hasn't popped in before, so go and check Rusty out. He does all sorts of little fixes on bits of machinery, drills, vacuums, lawnmowers, Land Rovers, CBs, bits and pieces. Go check him out. He's cool. So go and check Rusty out, and also Ellis is in here too. And Ellis was, as I said, or I may have someone coming up today, and hopefully Ellis will come up. Ellis does exactly the same as me, just a lot better over in America. Hopefully he will come up and say hello. But we'll see how we get on. Big Boss Man, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Tim Palmer's in the house also. That's cool. Yeah, everyone's in here, should be in here. We get 1 or 2 more. There's 65 in the room after 15 minutes. Super happy. Super pleased with that. So give us some thumbs up if you can. It helps towards the growth of my channel, which would be absolutely brilliant. I need to wet my whistle because I've got a mouth like a bit of carpet. Mick in the UK. Yeah, I'm in the UK, mate. Yeah, I'm in the UK. Right down on the south coast, I am. Retro Restore. Hello, Mr. Mowers. Says Martin Butler. He's in the house too. Planning to join. Oh, you are so much better than me, Mick. Yeah, get out of it, Ellis. I'm not having that. You're a lawnmower god, the same as Mr. Retro Restore, as quoted by his wife today. God, what's thirsty? It takes a bit to keep yakking. Editing those words. What's to say? I think you'll be eating those words when I still have a channel in 2 years. Yeah, righto, Tom. We shall see. Right, rules of the chat are very, very simple. They're sort of rules and guidelines. It's how I like it. It's how it needs to be done. So, no more than 2 emojis in my chat. No capital letters unless your channel is spelt in capital letters. I will still see you comment. You don't have to write it in capital letters and shout at me. I will try and see it as best I can. No swearing. You can pick on each other. Just try and keep it to a bare minimum. Don't no one going off crying to their mums. Just keep it to a bare minimum where we can. And hopefully we'll have a good time. When I put the link out, you can come on up onto the panel with me up here. Same thing. You must have your camera on. You must have your audio turned on so I can see who you are. You'll be asked to do a certain instruction. Tap your head, pick your nose, pull your ears out, whatever. So I know it's you. Once you come up onto the panel, you then same rules apply. No swearing, all that sort of good stuff, and all that copyright stuff. You know, if your phone has got some kind of song on it, I'll get a copyright slam. You've got to keep your phone on silent, all that sort of stuff. It's just common sense stuff. And anyone that doesn't abide by these rules and regulations, my moderators are in the chat, and you'll get 3 shots. You'll get your comment deleted. You'll get timed out, and then first strike you'll get booted from the stream. Simple as that. Don't get butt hurt if you get booted from the stream. You come back next week. You just got to behave yourself. If you don't behave yourself, you go. Simple as that. That's how it is. So who else we got in here? Anybody else? Philip Hardy's in here waiting for the link for that quick chat, Mick. Yeah, Philip, I know what you're on about, mate. Ben's in the house too. How you doing, Ben? Nice to see you. Retro Restore, Platinum Gamers. Right, okay, cool. Right, let's put a link out then. Oh, we've got a £5 super chat there from Mr. V8 Man. You're a superstar. I take it that goes towards Riley Boy's Kinder Egg Surprise fund. I take it. I'll put it in there. Dirt Rider Who says Ali Mac. Yeah, exactly that. Sorry to hear that, Jason. What was that about? What did I miss? Was that Jason Hughes? Did I miss something? Jason Hughes. Don't want to put a down on stream, but I've had a bad week with my mum passing away. Oh no. I'm sorry, buddy boy. I really am sorry, Jason. Sorry to hear that, mate. Well, Premier Lawns, how you doing? This is why we're here, right, people? We're here to try and lift the mood. You know, we're in a state of effects at the moment where life is not good, full stop, right? You know, stuff is hard. And with Jason losing his mum, and V8 Man was quite rough the other week and whatever, you know, we're all going through it. So, you know, this is the exact reason why we do what we do. This isn't about making money. This isn't about any of that sort of stuff. This is about being here for each other and supporting each other and trying to make each other laugh and smile and try and pick them. And we had the same with Tim Palmer just the other week with his old lady. So this is exactly why the Micks Mowers stream and many, many others exist, is to try and keep each other uplifted and try and keep everyone on a good side. So hopefully we'll all get through it, and we'll have a crack. The more people come up on the stream, the better it goes. So if you have got the community tab, if you're over the 1K and you've got a community tab, bang it out on your community tab on the old, we'll use my link, or if not, go to your Instagram, your Twitter, either your Facebook, whatever else you got as your platforms. Pardon me, belch time coming up. Share it out on your platforms, and the more people we get in, the better we do. 70 people in the house, which is cool. So let's do that. Boom, there's a link. So if no one hits the link, I'll just go indoors. You know how it works. I'm not sitting up here for the next 2 hours doing it myself. So you need to hit the link, come on up, take the mickey out of me and all the rest of it. Ask me questions and I'll tell you the wrong answers. And we'll see how we get on. So rock and roll, up to you. Belch. Let's have a vape. I've got some nice banoffee pie vape at the moment, which is cool. Got Stuart in the house. Stuart want to ask me a question. That's why he's shot up here. How you doing, Stuart?
How do you know, lads?
I'm doing all right, brother. I'm doing all right, buddy boy.
Sorry.
Yeah, hang on. I've got people joining left, right, centre. 2 seconds. Conkling's don't know what he's doing yet. Sparky wants to come. Oh Lord, but I can't keep up. The room's filling up here. My Lord, what's up with you lot? We've got Ellis Mowers. He can come on up. How you doing, Ellis boy? Nice to see you, buddy boy.
Hey,
everybody. Yeah, good. We got Ken coming up. Hang on, we're filling up thick and fast here. My Lord, you lot have either got nothing to do or you're sad.
Hello, everyone in chat.
I just came in for a break.
How you doing, Ellis?
Doing
Everybody,
great,
this is Ellis. This is Ellis Mowers. He's over in America, and he does exactly the same as me, but with push mowers, ride-ons. He does it on a bigger scale than me because he gets lots of stuff in from like Walmart returns and bits and pieces, and he does some good fixes, some good hacks. And he'll say that he doesn't, but he does do some good stuff. So anyone that hasn't got Ellis Mowers, click over to Ellis Mowers, go and check him out, ring his bell, smack his button, and hope you enjoy his content because I really, really do. Even though he is about 4 weeks in advance. No, you're welcome, brother. Credit where credit's due. If your videos are crap, I would tell you, but they're not. They're good. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about, you know? So how are you doing, Ellis? You doing good?
I'm doing great. Yeah, great. Enjoying the Easter weekend. Everything's sold and a lot of rain coming tomorrow. So I'm just taking a little bit of time, having a little bit of quiet time today. Celebrating my dad's birthday tonight. So just enjoying the weekend.
Good lad, good lad. And have you got much on? I know you were advertising to a certain degree that you had sold something like, am I right in thinking like 40 push mowers and like 12 riders or something like that?
Yeah, it was around 46 push mowers and 9 ride mowers in the month of March. And so they cleaned me out, and now I'm just trying to play catch up, you know?
Gee whiz.
I hear that. Over here at the moment, thank you very much for that, part-timers, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Over here, because of the old virus, no one's buying, no one's selling, nothing's shifting. Simple as that. So I'm having to drop my quality control slightly and pick mowers that perhaps I probably wouldn't normally go with because they need too much work doing. So I'm having to be less sort of picky on what I have. Hence, I got a nice little 1960s mower in here. Nice little real mower there. Look, that's a Suffolk Punch.
Nice.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I had one in last month. One of those.
Yep.
Which I got going and sold it, and then I thought that's the end of that one. That won't be back. And then bugger me, 3 days later, someone else come up. So I've got one as well if you want it, and give me another one. So I was like, no. There you go. It is what it is. So, did you get that? What was that yellow one you had the other week, Ellis? Was it like a little cub with a little front rotating wheels on the front of it?
Yeah, the Coke Cadet with the caster wheels on it. Yeah,
that was a weird, funky looking mower, wasn't it?
Yeah, they have a few of those over in America. They're kind of the higher end of the consumer grade mowers, so they have a pretty thick deck on them. You don't really see a lot of. I had about 2, maybe 3 of them since I've started working on these a few years ago. Nice mower though.
And you managed, didn't it have back wheel drive issues, didn't it? The wheels were toast, weren't they?
Yeah, the wheels were toast. So I just looked. I looked online, and the wheels $50 to $60 and so I found a couple. Yeah, tell me about it. The mower itself I sold for $150 altogether because of the condition. But yeah, the wheels, I was able to find a couple of wheels in my stash that I was able to like drill a hole and retrofit them. And they work fine, and it hasn't come back, so I presume it's still working for the owner.
That's what's about. I had a similar sort of thing, and I had a mower come in 2 weeks ago, and the back wheels were the ones with the bolted cog on the inside. So it runs off of drive cogs, and then the wheel has the plastic cog on the inside of the wheel, and that was toasted. And I went online. Yeah, you can still buy them brand new, and they want like £35 for a set of back wheel outers. I'm like, I'm not paying that. So anyway, I went up into me scrap pile, and lo and behold, I had a set of wheels there, but they were way too big. So I managed to drill out the gear cog, and it was the same size gear cog. So I ripped that out of those and put them in the oven and riveted it into there, and away it went, good as gold.
That sounds good.
Whatever works.
You all right, Ken? How are you, Ken?
It's what it's about, bruv. It's about
busy day, Sparky. Busy day. I've been using your tips, though, Sparky, when I get loaded up. That task manager. So thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime, mate. Anytime you've got any problem, you've got my email.
Oh, we've got a question here for you, Ellis. There you go. Nice little question for you, Ellis. Just come on up. Question, guys. A Briggs 19G 41010 HP runs 2 minutes and then spits a lot of oil out of the breather tube. Ideas?
Well, overfilled, number one.
It could be overfilled if it's blowing it out the breather. It could be. It could be something. It could be something a bit more sinister, actually.
Yeah.
Couldn't be.
Go again, Ellis.
I was going to say it couldn't be like the oil gets warmed up and thin, and then it starts seeping past the rings or anything.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
That's what I'm thinking. Especially if it runs for a bit. So it runs for 2 minutes. So 2 minutes of oil is now warm, thins out a touch. So what I would do is I would dump the oil and put a slightly heavier grade of oil in and test it just to see what happens. If it runs with a heavier grade of oil and is reliable and it's your own machine, then keep it like that. But if you're looking to sell it, I'll take the head off of it and have a little tiny sneaky peek inside there to see what's going on. That's what I would do. It's a bit of a swine. Could be, bruv. Yeah, definitely.
The breather. I've had a bad breather on some Briggs engines where the breather wasn't flapping properly, and then it would just shoot oil out.
Yeah. Could be that. Yeah. Until you get a heavier grade of oil in it, you're not really going to know. So that's what it's about, fault finding. So perhaps just try some heavier grade of oil in it to begin with, and just see how it runs with that. And then if it still does it, then you've got to investigate a bit further, I'm afraid.
Hello, Granny.
So that's good. So it's your dad's birthday today.
Yes, sir. It is. He is 56
Lord, did you just call me sir?
Today. I shouldn't do that, should I? Oh gosh, that's the way I was raised. It's hard for me to get out of that kind of thing.
Oh, that makes me feel old. Oh my god, I feel old now. Ella.
Yeah. The only time I ever get called sir is when I'm going to get a knighthood from the Queen, and that ain't never going to happen.
Wow.
So how old is your old man now then?
He's turning 56 today.
56.
Yep.
Got to be 56.
56. Ken, how old are you? You're 56.
I'm 56. I'll be 57 this year.
How about that?
Now you make me feel old. Now it's the son I didn't have, right?
Today's not too bad.
Okay, so he reckons a compression on that engine is around about 65. I'm taking that's PSI. I'm taking.
Yeah, but they got ACRs on those. You got to check them backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pressure relief valves. You might come unstuck there.
Rope around is it backwards?
Yeah, was it a 10 horsepower? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 horsepower. Yeah, they have a pressure release valve on it. Yeah. So that don't mean a lot. Arise, Sir Mick, says Parkness. I don't think so. You're taking the piss now, you lot.
Hey, Mick, I have a question for you.
Well, I have an answer. As soon as Ellis gives you the answer, you can go with that. Go ahead.
Whose turn?
Yours.
Yeah. I think you're asking the question.
I ran in because I'm done with like 4 or 5 pieces of equipment because I waited with bated breath for the special guest star today. How long do I have to wait for this?
Oh, well, you're going to get kicking a crutch.
Is this the special?
He's our special guest.
Sorry,
Hey, Ellis, I thought Terrell and the gang were coming back, so you right up there with Terrell and the gang.
Oh gosh,
brother. What you got to bear in mind is right. I'm just not after the big channels. Okay, I will support the smallest of channels if they got good content. I'll support them. And Ellis is not a small channel by any restraints. He's up there. Yeah, exactly that. And, he puts out some banging content, maybe a little bit in advance for my liking. He's like 6 months in advance at the moment. But he puts out some serious content. It's good. It's good how-to videos. It's raw. It's off the hip. It's not just changing parts of this, that, and the other. It's literally stripping down engines and making three out of one and what have you. That's what I like. That's the kind of videos that I'm into. And for that reason, Ellis has never been on a live stream on my stream before. Definitely not. And, he's got the balls to come on up here and say hello and have a chat. Then that's all gravy for me, and promotes his own channel, and away he goes. That's what it's all about.
Well, thank you, Nick.
No, hey, Ellis, quick question for you.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it, Ellis? I see you have about 1,300 subscribers. How long have you been at it?
The channel I started around about 3 years ago now. So about 3 years. I hit the 1,000 in July of last year. And then really, I guess, started getting serious about it after I hit that 1,000. And
whoa! When did you get serious?
Oh man, well, it used to be I just got stuff fixed and just threw like 4 or 5 up at a time, and then that's when I realized it's like, well, I might as well just start a regular schedule. And so I've been doing Wednesdays and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern since, just to provide some consistency and to build things up.
Yeah, we got a question there. Question for you, Ken Boy. Do you know why gas gets into the oil?
I just had that today. I had a Kohler Command, which are notorious for it. The ethanol in the fuel, it deteriorates the rubber seats and the needle, the rubber needles, I mean. And what'll happen is, you can have a piece of dirt in there, but it's usually how gas is getting by the needle. And a lot of time it's because they swell because of the ethanol and it doesn't seal properly. Now, this morning I had a Kohler Command in a Skag walk behind. I go to pull it and I was like, oh my God, it was like locked up. So I knew it was hydraulic, because I told this customer last year he didn't want to put a carb kit in, so I installed a fuel shut-off. I said, make sure you shut it off and let it run out every time you shut it off. So he's been doing that. Guess who forgot to do it yesterday when he dropped it off? So I woke up this morning, bam. I took the plug out, pulled it 5-6 times, shower of gas came out. After that, put the plug in, she's good to go. But I said to him, we can fix it, or you can just remember to keep shutting the fuel off, and that's what he's been doing.
Yeah, it happens.
But you can tell because you can throw fuel on the stick and the fuel level looks abnormally high.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It all depends on what type of engine it is too, because the classic engines, the reason you get fuel in there is because people just tip them up on their side and it just runs one into the other. Simple as that. If people tip them up the wrong way or up for too long, I know some people actually work on lawnmowers. I mean, when they're doing the blade or cleaning the deck, they leave the engine on and they just tip it upside down and they clean the deck. And as soon as the deck's clean, they tip it up the other way again and they wonder why it smokes for half an hour. You know what I mean?
I always drain the oil first and then do blades and everything else.
Yeah. Andrew Throne is saying, when using a compression testing kit, what is the ideal PSI for lawnmowers and trimmers? Some, I would say. As long as you've got some, it's good. I tend to run anything over about 45 PSI, and the engine has the ability to start as a benchmark.
I'd go a little higher. I'd say 60.
Yeah, you say 60. I've had them fire on 45, Ken, before, and run pretty well too, especially on like the 450 and 350Es. They run on 45. But anything under 45 and you're sort of pushing your luck. I mean, the simple The simple test of it is if you get some carb, if you've got compression, get some carb spray, put it down the head, put the plug in, give it a pull. If it fires, you've got enough compression. If it don't fire, you ain't got enough compression. It's as simple as that. Have we got any more questions? Oh, Stuart. Oh, Stuart gone, is he? He was there a minute ago. I know he had a question. Pete Frau says carb seat. Yeah. Hi Sparky says polar head. And that's it. So what are you doing then? What are you doing for your dad's birthday? I take it you're not going out for a meal nowhere, or you're not going to the pictures or the movies or nothing like that.
No, just the immediate family. I'm going over to my parents' house, and we're just gonna have a nice little barbecue cookout type deal.
You're having a cookout, fantastic.
Yeah.
That'll be all right. Will you be driving your truck over, or will you be going over on a riding mower?
Well, funny enough, I'm going to be delivering a riding mower to somebody on the way there here in a couple of hours. So, in essence, both, right?
Yeah. Ed says, make sure when doing a compression test, you do a WOT to get the correct test out of it. I'm assuming it means a wet down test. I'm assuming isn't what he's saying.
Wide open throttle.
Yeah. Do you have Puller Ed, Ellis? This man here. Do you have him, Puller Ed?
Yes.
Yeah, Ed is absolutely fantastic. He does tractor pulling and racing or what have you. He's got the old pulling tractors right on mowers for pulling. Absolutely fantastic. All the time he's not blowing head gaskets up. He's doing okay. Stuart, you had a question, I believe, buddy boy.
Yeah, I sent you an email. I told me to send you an email on that mower. We're talking about. Hey?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah, I remember that email. Yeah, I nearly threw up when you sent me the email. Let me get the email. I nearly threw up when I saw the picture.
Be right back.
Yeah, you carry on, Stu. I'll just fire this email.
Yeah, well, you know what we were talking about last week, guys, about the float, and you were saying about using them plastic tied. So what it is, it's a brass one. Is that
yes.
Right?
Yeah. Let me just get the picture.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I've just got to fire this image up. It's coming. Oh, that's a disgusting lawnmower. Okay, right. Yeah, let me find you guys. So, Ellis might know a little bit about these because they are. Oh my lord, Bruce Pinder's going to come in now and give me some stick. How you doing, Bruce Pinder? How you doing? Nice to see you, buddy boy.
You see,
where
that's
are we?
what it's on about it. That's what it's on about. Sorry.
I'm coming, babe. I'm getting there. I'll tell you, I've got to do quite a bit of stuff here just to keep the stream going. Just bear with me. I'm getting there. This is a lot of stuff I'm having to do here behind the scenes that you're not seeing. Right. Okay. So this is a disgusting lawnmower. There you go. You all seeing that? There you go.
That's my
racing
Now that's what we call a pile of stuff.
Hey, watch the Tecumseh, buddy. Tecumseh.
Yeah, the pride of the USA. You can keep it and all.
Is it?
There's a reason why they went bankrupt.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, Alan, I'm unsubscribing.
So that's the carburetor you said to hit with a hammer.
Yeah. Okay. So the problem you have is that I'm assuming the carburetor you have on that one is the brass float.
Yeah, that's it.
And when the carburetor float when a carburetor bowl is filling up with petrol, your float has a crack in it, and your float is then sinking.
Yeah, and that's what I was on about to Sparky about soldering. But you said something else. What was that, Spark?
Brazing.
Brazing. Now is that with plastic?
Eh?
Is that with plastic?
No, you can braze it with brass.
Brass metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Use a hot torch.
Right, I've got one of those.
Or you just find someone with a spare Tecumseh carburetor, and I'll just post you a float out.
Oh, brilliant! Thank you.
Yeah, it costs you 10 grand.
On the garbage, Mick?
Well, most of my Tecumseh carburetors only have place in my shop for one thing. You know where they all belong, all my Tecumseh stuff. That was actually a Briggs one. I'll have a look around in my Tecumseh stuff. 4 horsepower Tecumseh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have a look. I'll have a look around. See what I've got in my stash. I've got a big pot of carburetors there, and no doubt I've got one that's
So every time you chuck something over your shoulder, mate, to get it in the bin.
No. Oh,
No.
look at that! Look at that little beauty. It's brand new.
Yeah.
My lord! Look at that! Isn't that lovely? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But if you said the mower's crap, it's not worth getting.
Oh, they are. I tell you, they really are crap. I mean, I know Bruce Pinder's in the house, and I know that Bruce Pinder has probably he's actually cornered the market for the most amount of Tecumseh carburetors in a stock pile. He's got like a bin like this full of them. And there's only one reason why you would have so many Tecumseh carburetors, because they don't work, right? So he's just like hoarding the spares right now. I do have a Tecumseh up there and over there, which is US. So I'll have a little look, and I'll send you a carburetor over, and you can just break it down for bits that you want.
Oh, thank you, mate. That's very kind of you. Right, before you mute me, right? I want to show you something, guys. I've just gone into the shed and got it. I was going to show you again tonight, shed, but can't get as good signal. Right? Have you seen one of these?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because not many people have seen them when I come to buy mowers or. All right, okay, that's it then. I was going to just show you. Just think it was a good idea to show you. Might want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I've seen them. They're like I think they were actually made at one point. Halford's made a lot of those. Like a multi-tool from Halford. Yeah, you can get from there.
Well, I just put it off eBay. I thought, oh, that's good spanner, and I bought it. That was it.
What do you use it for? Spark plugs and what have you?
Yeah, anything. Generally anything.
The only problem with it is you can't get a lot. Have you found, Ellis? A lot of the new engines are an absolute pig to get spark plugs out of. I mean, you can't even get your hand in there now. It's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of them, since they're overhead valve, you have to go under the valve cover and all that to get them out.
Yeah,
so they're pretty difficult. More difficult than the flathead for sure.
I tend now to get a big pair of grips just to wrench the HT or the spark plug boot off. I just pull that off, but I can't get my hands in it no more. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyone know of a grass box for a McCulloch M51 154 that's around? Is that the McCulloch with the big wheel at the back and small wheel at the front? One that looks like a normal Husqvarna one. Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
What are you eating, Jeffro? Says Bruce Pinder to you, Ken.
Minestrone.
Oh, you replied. Hi, Dusty. How you doing, honey? Nice to see you. That's good. How you doing, V8 man? This is V8 man over here, Ellis. He just recently got over the old coronavirus. Just recently. He's a coronavirus survivor. Woohoo!
Good. Now you're immune.
He's immune to the virus. He ain't immune to my panel, unfortunately.
So that's
I can soon sort that one.
Yeah. So he just survived. Good lad. How you feeling, V8 man? You feeling better?
Great.
Have you still got your temperature? How's that gone?
Still got it.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sweating now as I was talking to you.
That's because I've got a tank top on. Do you want me to put a jump on so you feel less naughty?
No, you're quite all right as you are.
What's this one say here? I'm listening whilst running bushes through my shredder. Can't do the chat. Okay, so yeah, you shouldn't be shredding and listening to me on a video at the same time.
Health and safety.
So
how can you hear it over a trailer?
Hang on, where'd that go? Hang on, bear with me. Yes, that's the McCulloch with the big wheel at the back, one at the front. Hang on, bear with me, baby.
Watch this in a minute. He's going to pull something out of the hat. Watch it.
Yeah. There's
not one thing he's not got in that shed.
I thought we had Greg Wallace below me earlier. Look at it now. Look at him moment like Greg Wallace, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bloody TARDIS, that place.
Yeah, got one.
Told you.
That's one of them there. Yeah, that's one. I've got one of them. They're not easy to get hold of, I can assure you that. That's why I've got one. So, what's on your bench at the moment, Ellis? What have you currently got on the old bench at the minute? What's your thorn in the side?
Well, I just finished a riding mower, a Craftsman brand riding mower. That's the one I'm delivering today. This morning I did fuel lines on just a cheap little Boland's brand weed eater. They cost maybe about $80 here in the United States. It was given to me, $5 a fuel line, and it's working good.
Well, that's good. I've been working on this little puppy, this little Makita disc saw down here.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, they're a really nice saw actually, and as you know, Makita are quite well known. So it's a few years old. Can I drop you down for a minute, please, Techie boy? Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll rotate. I've got a bit of a queue going on down here. I think people think I'm giving stuff away, and I ain't. Let me drop you down and drop you down. But don't leave, Sparky. He's gone. Do you know this old man? By any chance, Ellis? I don't know if you know this man. Do you know this bloke?
Oh, Bruce. Hey, Bruce.
How you doing, Brucey?
Good.
Good man. Nice to see you. So yeah, the young lad that had a go at that. His dad is a professional builder and lawn care guy, and his boy does the same as what we do, pretty much. And he said, "I've got a job lot of mowers for you, and I've thrown a nice little Makita disc saw. My boy's had a go at it, and he can't get it to run." And pretty much all he done was, I had it here somewhere. You know the new style of reeds that they have in carburetors now, yeah. You know the new style, which is like a sandy sort of color. They're like a plastic, or like a plastic. Okay, it's vellum. Thank you very much for pointing that out. He put that in and that one together on top of each other. So there's no way that is ever going to pass any fuel through that. So I took one out and put the new one in. That's been used. And I put also the fuel hose. He had put the carburetor down on the carburetors. The fuel, as you put the carburetor down, it goes straight inside the fuel hose, and the fuel hose is fixed. And what he'd done is he pulled the fuel hose out to try and connect it, and when he pushed it down, he just kinked the fuel hose over. So I straightened it out, and it fired straight up. They're worth about 300 quid. They are.
Forgot about them. I was wondering when they were.
Are you chatting, V8 man? You have your own private chat, or do you want to start your own stream up? What are you doing?
No, I'm all right.
Good. I'm glad you are. Right, so he's gone. So how you doing, then, Bruce?
Good, thank you. Yeah, we're surviving.
You've got to
separation from everybody.
Are you keeping the 2 meter rule even with Mrs. P?
No comment.
Because my Mrs. P has introduced it to the point where we're darn near getting divorced. I'm telling you. So how are you actually doing, Bruce? What have you been up to, buddy?
Well, we got home, and our barbecue grill, or whatever you want to call it, it's an oddball one. It's made by Thermos, not like Broil King, and it has 4 separate burners and 4 separate heat shields and 4 separate grates, and the whole thing needed work, but it was $60 US for each burner and $20 US for each grate. So it was like $300 to fix this barbecue. So I got the welder out and I went through the whole thing, got the igniter working, because you know what that's like. And I spent 2 days on that sucker, and I got it running. I got it working. I don't know if I want to bore you with a video. I got it on film. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Aren't you getting confused? Because you recently made a barbecue about half a year ago.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you did. It's a big grey mesh platform, about 6 foot long, 4 foot wide.
That's my spray painting table.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought it was a barbecue. Beg your pardon.
I suppose you could start a fire under it.
Hello, Patty Performance. Hello, everyone.
Sometimes needs must. Son of a biscuit eater, it's Mick and the whole
do
gang.
do I publish that video or not? I don't know. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you didn't interrupt me, Bruce. It's nice to see you, my old friend. I love seeing you up here. So,
howdy, Bruce.
So you're currently fighting with your barbecue. Have you done a video on it?
I got 15 sections on a file in the big computer, and I don't know if I should publish it and edit it or not. But my camera quit. Oh,
No, did it?
It did. No more screen.
Oh, so what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know. It's been a good camera. It's about
It's an easy fix. It's an easy fix.
Oh, here we go. Techie boys can get onto it now.
Okay, what do I do?
Take the actual LCD 4 screws out, and it's usually on the cable. It's usually been pulled when you put the lens up.
Yeah, I don't know if this one has a ribbon cable on it or not.
Yeah, it has a little line of cable in the side corner, and when you hinge with the hinges, that's all it is on them. They always go.
Failing that, Bruce. Failing that, Bruce. I don't think it'd be long before the YouTube producers ring you up and offer you new camera equipment or a complete camera crew.
Now that the word is out. Oh, and I was going to do a video. I hit 30,000 subs yesterday.
Woo!
Nice, Bruce. Congrats.
Yeah.
Well done, Brucey lad. There you go. It's celebrity status. You'll be getting one of them big buttons for long, won't you?
They have so many gaps, eh? Like you need to have 1,000 subscribers before you make any money, and then you go all the way to 100,000 subscribers before you get the silver play button. Like they should have some little, attaboy thing halfway through.
The diesel guy's got you covered by the diesel guy.
You mean
you
they
want
should
to contact the diesel guy at the UK? He'll sort you out.
What you're saying is, Bruce, is they should do something for us mere minions. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, they should do. You're quite right.
All of us.
And as Techie Boys just said, there's a channel. I don't know if he's in tonight. I haven't seen him. I don't think.
No, diesel guy.
He might be lurking. He's actually just doing a runoff of play buttons, and you can have it written on there whatever you like. So congratulations to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a gimmicky thing. Could be quite nice for those that really want one, but you'll get there, Bruce. I'm sure within the next 6 months you'll be up to 100,000. You know what you like.
It's about 7,000 a year, man. It's a long grind.
To be fair, Bruce, when you went outside the other week and nearly fell arse over in the ice, that I reckon you got about 100 subscribers out of that.
I still got 6 inches of snow on the ground here.
Have you really?
Yeah.
My God, I thought you were going to go for a Burton at that point, Bruce. I see you step on it. I thought, here we go. Any minute now, he's going to go flat on his back. We're going to get a swear word come out of it. It's going to be great. I just picked up, not new, secondhand. I got the GoPro 7 Black.
Okay.
I've just picked up, and that's not a bad little camera actually. Upgrade from the Hero 4 Silver.
Yeah.
And I've rigged it so I've got an LED light underneath it on my tripod as well. So when I'm doing my close-up stuff, I can now put a light on it, and people will be able to see what I'm actually doing for a change, rather than just seeing what's in the dark. What is it you use, Ellis? You use a sort of GoPro, don't you? I think.
I actually got it right here. Yeah, it's the 3 Plus. So I am ancient over here compared to what you all have.
Well, you don't need fancy. You just need HD with good mic.
Yep, this seems to do a good job. So,
how is the how is the GoPro with the mic, with the internal mic? Because I walk around the garage and I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, good.
I need something with a built-in mic.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad, it seems, unless I get maybe more than about 5 feet away from it. And then that's when the volume starts really dropping, I've noticed on some of the videos. Usually whenever I'm doing the walk and talks, I keep it pretty much right here at my face. And it seems like the audio quality is good for what it is. I just don't want to go through the trouble of like hooking up a mic and maybe forgetting to turn it on and stuff like that. So I'm trying to, keep it simple.
You pull the camera over and knock it down because you've got it plugged into something.
I use that as well, Ellis, which is an external. I got it from Wuhan just before the virus broke out.
Oh yeah.
I think it cost about $3, which is good for when it's windy as well. If it's windy, it's really good.
Bluetooth?
But I'm now. Say again.
Is it a Bluetooth?
No, you just plug it straight into a solar camera, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only a little cheap Chinese thing. It's nothing special. But it works quite well when you're outside. The only downside to it is if you do knock it, it will knock your volume right out blank. So you got nothing.
Yeah.
And I actually had that on a video the other week. I've done about a 45-minute video, well chuffed of it. Went outside to run the lawnmower. Tripod fell over because it was windy. And when I sold the lawnmower, I went indoors to edit it. And the bit where it's running lovely, coincidentally, I had no sound. So I've got that. But with the GoPro 7, Martin Butler put me onto a wireless microphone. I think it's called the Rode or the Rude.
Rode.
Yeah, that's it. And it has a transmitter that goes onto a camera, and then a transmitter goes onto your vest or whatever. And you can be up to about 200 feet away, and it's like you're next to a camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is what I mean, it's not cheap. But if you are making a little bit out of the old YouTube side of it, and also the buying and selling of mowers and what have you, then it's definitely doable. And as lots of people know, if you can improve your audio and improve your quality of lighting just slightly, it improves your videos and you get more and more viewers. That's what it's about. Oh, can I drop it down again, Sparky boy? So I keep picking on you, mate. I've got Bomb. There's a bit of a queue, people, unfortunately. So next in queue is this young fella here. There he is.
What's up?
Hey.
I can see you, Roy. Stuart, can I drop it down, Stuart?
Glad to meet you.
What's up, Pate's Performance?
Me and Ellis Mowers, we speak the same language. And it's funny, we never met doing small engine work. We got connected through our Honda Element.
Yeah.
No.
Hi,
Alice.
Get out of here.
Sorry,
Hello, this is Pate.
What are you doing today? What did you do today?
Sorry, Jason. I didn't know she was. I didn't know she was there, mate. Sorry, I've got a headache and I can't deal with it. And
Alice, what part of the States are you from?
North Carolina area, near Raleigh, North Carolina.
Don't tell her. She's like, I've been there.
You know what? You can take all this money too if you have her. Here. We're finally allowed to put money in the house again. That's all yours if you take her too. And I'll give you a couple of projects.
I love a nice accent and a Southern gentleman. There is nothing like it.
Well, you picked the wrong channel to be on, sweetheart. That's all I'm saying. And also, Jason, unless it's sale and return, I ain't interested.
No return. Sorry.
Gentlemen, and you too, Mick.
You know, when I got married, my parents told her the same exact thing. No backsies. That's the exact words.
Say again, Bruce. What do you say, buddy boy?
Oh, it's all good, gentlemen, and you too, Mick.
Yeah, it's all good. It's what it's all about. I'm a gentleman. I've been called sir tonight already. I'm quite chuffed with that.
Hey, I loved that birthday party you had for Riley there 2 days ago. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yep. She's like, "Why are you jumping?"
Do you know what?
Like, there's a fire truck. There's a fire truck, and she's like, "Stop!" So
yeah,
it was beautiful.
I mean,
go get the mission.
In all fairness, that there are certain people within this stream that fully understand what it's like to live the life I live. Not many. There's a few of you in here. But that young boy, do you know what? He does not ask for one single thing. Not one thing. He doesn't ask for anything. And most children of his age, 9 years old, they want an Xbox, they want a PlayStation, they want the Nike trainers, they want the they want the cat, they want the sunglasses. That boy would be happy with a bit of string and a penny washer.
Yeah.
You know? And for the father to come on down with the blues and twos and give him an Easter egg, I darn near it bits myself. Do you know what I mean? It's just the community around where my way is. When you see Riley and you meet Riley for the first time, he touches you. It's like you're being blessed. He's just got to touch you once, and he's got you. And the whole close, he's got him wrapped around his little finger. He can make him jump through hoops on fire if need be. And I think he does play on that at times. But for someone to do that for my son, yeah, hats off to him. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he didn't leave me alone when I came down, did he? Twice.
Aww.
You're the first person he recognized this morning on the live.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, I know, mate. He just literally, he now calls He now calls Mike.
Oops, he's gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
You froze.
Yeah.
Mick, you went then.
He now calls Mike from Lucky 7 Mudmos. He now calls him Uncle Mike. He calls Polar Bear Ed Father Christmas.
He does, though. He's adorable. I love Ed.
I've got full signal. I think what it is, I've got quite a few down. I've got quite a few down below trying to.
You do what you got to do, Mick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, we are very glitchy tonight. I'm gonna reset my my stream. Stay where you are. I'll be back in 2 ticks. Let me just reset this.
Everything is slow.
Right, he's gone. What can we do?
Yeah, no, right? Well, Roy, what time is it? Because you're.
Let's go work on it, Tecumseh.
It's a little dark.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m.
Okay. Oh, look who decided to show up. Who invited him in?
12:30 here. 12:30.
I'll tell you, this is really glitchy. People just keep falling off a panel. Sorry, Jason. So no, yeah, I mean, Riley Boy was super cool. And also, don't forget, he has a problem with being overstimulated and anxiety. So when you get a fire engine coming down the road, lights going, and I thought he was going to lose it, but he did really well and kept it together. And today he got his present. He got his Nintendo Switch Lite, the little tiny mini one. He got that, and he was dancing around the room with that today. And yeah, well, chuff. He's now got a paddling pool as well, which Nana got him today. That's down the bottom of the garden, right down the bottom out of the way. A little paddling pool down there. So I should be drunk in that later on tonight. I expect I'll get hammered and just fall asleep in there tonight.
Bruce, I'm just going to get something to show you.
Would be good. So what about you then, Bruce? Stuart came up here earlier on. I think he's still in the basement somewhere. He was on about Tecumseh carburetors. He's got the brass one with a crack in it.
Brass one.
Brass float.
You know the brass floats.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the old ones.
Yeah.
Fill up with gas.
Have you got a fix for that, Bruce? If they're cracked, apart from changing
you can solder them.
Yeah. Yep. Solder them.
You can solder them. Heat them up for a while to get rid of the vapors inside, and then just do a little bit of solder paste and just a little wipe with either acid core or regular electrical solder, and you can solder them up.
What do you think is the limit? Because obviously it's still got to float, and you don't want to be putting any additional weight on the float because then you'll be compromising how floatable the float is. If that makes any sense.
It wouldn't be any thicker than a film of paint, like it's thin.
Yeah. Oh, Roy's got something to show you, Bruce. Roy's got a metal detector there. Look.
Oh, good for you, bud. Yeah.
He used that during the war when he was in a bomb disposal unit.
What do you mean during the war?
That's where they came from. Metal detector.
Yeah.
But before that, they used cows.
Yeah, I've had that one about 4 years now.
Right on.
Now,
I am getting a different one.
Do you find any cool artifacts?
You're swilling.
Yeah. I found a few sort of mainly coins and bullets and stuff like that. Really, couple of bronze bits, couple of Roman coins.
Wow.
Bruce
found Ian.
Bruce found a 2nd century diamond earring, didn't you, Bruce? Or something?
Yeah, I think it's about 40 years old.
It was called a
so corroded from the ocean salt sand that I can hardly recognize what it is. It's in my treasure chest. I'm just going to go get that. It'll be interesting for you guys to see that. Just hang on.
Yeah, cool. So what do you think there, Ellis? We've got Brucey Boy on the old video. What do you think of that? That's pretty cool, eh?
That's very cool. Yeah, I think I hated on Tecumseh a little bit too much earlier. They are really great engines. I've never had one blown up. The carburetors are just the bane of their existence.
Hurry, this thing's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Say that.
Like show
yeah, there you go. Say that again, Ellis. What do you say about the Tecumseh?
I know Bruce said that they're
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I can't hear a word you're saying. When it comes to it. Don't quite work like that.
I understand, Mick. those engines got me turned on to the Wuhan carburetors because I've had quite a few of them that came in. I thought I got fixed, and they'd come right back.
Yeah, well, I know Roy did.
Something heavy.
Roy did a comparison. It wasn't a Tecumseh. I'm sure it was a Quantum. He got a Chinese copy Quantum one, and I think the weight difference between the two was astronomical.
Yes, you can feel it.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. They work.
For me, and we all know where we stand with Tecumseh and Micks Mowers. We all know that Mick hates them. We know that. They're just a poorly priming machine. If they could just prime just a little bit better, I think you'll be on a winner with them, because they are a good carburetor, and that is the only problem with them.
The old 3.5 horsepower Tecumseh actually used a squirt of gas, and then they went to the new ones where they use a puff of air, and it's too unreliable for all the seals and everything that are going on. It's just not reliable.
I think their primer bulbs are just a bit too thick.
Yeah,
because that's what makes them a bit stiffer.
It is just a priming. It is just a priming issue. That's all it is.
Well, their snowball carbs are phenomenal.
Yes, 100%. I agree with you.
That little 5-horse horizontal carburetor is a good carburetor. Eh?
Yeah.
But there was a guy, I mean, you guys know Scott Keller. He says that on his lawnmower, he converted it to a snowblower carburetor. And he's never had Scott
Keller.
Oh, Briggs and Stratton, that guy.
Mr. Briggs.
I don't think I know Scott Keller. Scott. Oh, whoa. Is that the bloke that fancies me and tried to call me out today on your live stream? Is that the fella?
Yeah, him. He calls out everybody. You got to take it with yourself. His intentions are the best.
Who's this? Who's this?
Mr. Briggs.
He changes his name. I think he gets kicked off channel, but we like him. We'll keep him.
No. I mean, he's cool. And the problem is, right, is that some people have good experiences, some have bad. And if I just get this bit of equipment just here, I've got one to hand. I know I have. Well, I thought I had. Yeah, I have. So straight away, if I bring this piece of equipment in, this will cause a debate. And I think if we were actually in the same country, this would possibly cause a fight. Are you ready for this?
Torch.
Here it comes.
Torch.
Oh, Torch.
Look, Roy's getting excited.
I saw you throw one away yesterday, Mick.
Yeah. Done. It's done. Okay, because, and I'm not picking on you, Roy. Roy loves them. He's never had a bad one and had good experiences.
Yeah.
I have yet to have a good one. I've yet to have a good one. I've not had it, and yet I've bought them brand new, and they are, the Toro. I know that Bruce is a fan. He likes them as well, don't you, Bruce?
I hate them.
Yeah, someone did actually put on one of my comments the other week. The only good thing a torch plug is for smashing windows, is what someone once told me.
Oh my God!
Why don't you like them, Bruce?
They don't work.
They seem to prematurely fail.
Well,
it's sort of like an intermittent spark plug. When you need it, it don't work. When you don't need it, it works.
Yeah. That's right.
I was like, I've been using them for 4 years now, and I've never had a problem with any of them.
Well, what do you want for 17 cents?
Yeah,
I think they're a bit more than that, mate.
Yeah, definitely. As I say,
oh lordy.
As I say, I'm not picking on no one. As I say, Roy has had no bad experiences.
No,
but I've had several, and even when you get a brand new one, you put the plug in, it fires up, great, happy. You send the machine out back to a customer, and that day it comes back.
No.
And you put an NGK in, and it runs as sweet as a nut. Yet you put that other one in another engine, and it don't even want to fire. I think what it is, I think they get too hot. I think they get too hot too quick, and they break down. I think that's the issue.
Well, I'll say I've used them for 4 years. yeah, in servicing and mowers that I've got rid of, and I've never had anyone come back to me.
There's I got a $20 happy birthday to Riley Boy from Mr. and Mrs. Pate. Thank you very much indeed for that. Much appreciated. I'll put that towards Riley Boy's
hang on, Mick. Hang on, Mick.
Go towards
Mick,
his
Mick,
new
Mick,
game for his
Making us look bad,
Mick,
yeah.
Mick, he's left a cent out. Come on.
That's her, not me.
I didn't know how to scroll it. I'm learning.
It's virtual.
That's absolutely lovely.
You know,
I mean,
it's
absolutely lovely.
I don't want to say it. What
I mean,
the
the shops do that sort of thing because it's a VAT thing. They leave a penny out.
Hey, Mick.
Yeah, well, Dirt Rider says, yo.
Yep, that's right. That's me.
That's it, Dirt Rider.
You can put me down on.
Elevator.
But so spark plugs, right? What do you
now
guys
you
pay
put me
for
down.
spark plugs? Because I try and buy things in bulk. The cheapest I can get spark plugs are $1.99 each,
$2.
and that's fucking crazy. That's not a discount. I could buy it as I need it for around the same price.
Why is it so expensive?
That's $12 Canadian.
Yeah, but you charge $5.
Tax.
Well, you know what it is. You know, so speaking of,
That's no tax.
you know, the conversion rate's all messed up because we sent money to Tech Sparky this morning, and for some reason, I thought the American dollar was strong. I think $100 translated into like 77 pounds. I'm like, oh.
No, the pound has always been bigger than the U.S. dollar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like,
Canadian dollar's always been less than the U.S. dollar. we're at about
What you said
71
is you gave him too much, right?
Yeah.
Donald is saying, did I get a box of plugs before Roy? No, not at all. I mean, I buy my plugs, same as you, Jace. I buy them in bulk. I buy them in boxes of 10 or 14 because the price drops. But I use NGK. But saying that, last season I bought a brand new box of NGK, either B2LMs or BPRSs, one or the other, and I had 4 bad ones. And I think all it is they got the box, they threw it in the van, and
you got to watch
the Brazilian one.
And I think Matey then threw that on the doorstep.
NGKs.
Oh yeah, without a doubt there is. These were off of Amazon, so I would like to think they are genuine. But I had 4 bad ones in one box. So someone else said, I think it was in Canada. Is there another type of spark plug, Bruce? I want to say something like extra light or something like that.
You thinking of Auto Light? They sell Auto Light in the U.S.
Could be Auto Light.
It's hard for me to say.
Could be Auto Light.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're in Walmart now.
With us, it's either Auto Light,
Yeah, the Auto Light took over for the Champions in Walmart.
or Champion.
Okay. I know that somebody, it could have been Grandpa's workshop who's in Canada. He had a generator which had an NGK in. It ran fine for like 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, it died. He refired it the next day. Same thing. He then put one of those auto light plugs in it, and it ran for hours.
Well, anything.
It might have even been. It might have even been Mower Medic 1 actually.
Oh,
It might have been Mower Medic 1.
You don't know though. Like the on a brand new factory supplied Briggs and Stratton lawnmower, you get those crazy new inductive plugs. They don't have a straight wire from the tip. They go through a little coil and then those will burn out like, man. I think they last just long enough for the owner to get them home, run them for a year, and then throw their lawnmower out. I actually honestly feel and the tip on the spark plug gets thinner at the bottom on the anode.
So Roy,
Bruce, have you ever seen the ones with the parabolic porcelain on the Briggs Twins?
No.
What do you think about those ones?
I don't think I have.
Oh, those are.
I've seen them, but
They look like a Harbor Freight. They look like a Harbor Freight plug.
I've had machines in with those in, but I've never heard of them.
They are.
I've seen those in those.
They're straight out.
They're what, Mick?
They're straight out of B&Q. They're straight out of B&Q over here in the UK, and they're absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I mean,
shocking beyond belief. And they want £4. And they want £4 a plug for those.
Yeah, I buy mine in boxes of 10 as well. But like I said before, I tried those Rockwood ones. Do you remember? and I'd never buy them again because out of 10, I had 6 go wrong.
Oh wow!
I have a confession. I keep all my old plugs.
I hear ya.
The more they weigh, the longer I keep them. If they're a big old heavy plug, I clean them up and I just use them.
I have got a container.
Yeah,
full
you
of all
too.
the old ones,
You got a
especially the
couple
old
good
champion
videos
ones.
on testing them.
See, but the thing is, I know. I spoke to Mick about this, Roy. When you sell a lawnmower, do you automatically put a brand new plug, or do you reuse the existing one? And that's a good question for you too, Ellis, because you grind like me too.
Well, when I service a mower, I put a new plug in.
Okay.
And the plug I take out, I keep for a mower which I'm selling.
Right.
And what about you, Ellis? What do you do?
I could not tell you the last time I have bought a spark plug. I'll clean up the old ones that I have, and I'll clean up the old ones that I have and pop them in, and they seem to do great.
I will whip over to the hardware if I'm low on. I'd like to have a couple of new ones of each type. So I got to have a couple new champions, a couple new NGKs, a couple new RJ19 LMs, I think is the name of it. And but I'll use a used plug before I'll use a new plug.
Yep. The only time I try and use a brand new spark plug is if I'm trying to get, it's a high quality machine. I'm trying to get,
exactly.
top power for it.
But you work on a lot of high end
Some
stuff.
of my customers want to see the shiny,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But all customers like shiny. We know that all customers predominantly are magpies. They all like shiny.
Mm-hmm.
The problem comes. It don't matter whether you like Jason, a bit of a flipper, which is what he is, whether you like Bruce, does a lot of service work and what have you, or whether you like Ellis, who just sort of does what he wants to do. We all try to send it out as in good a condition as we can, whilst being honest, and it's got to be reliable. Because if it ain't reliable, it comes back. And once you bank the money, or you literally got another deal in the wings, and that money gets transferred to that project straight away, you can find yourself in a little bit of hot water quite quickly. The problem comes is that it don't matter what plug you put in, you want that plug to at least be guaranteed for 150 hours, which is what they should be. But you can have egg on your face quite quick if you go for a brand spanking new plug that is actually really cheaply made and just will not perform, especially in some of the higher performing engines. And I think that's where the problem lays, is that when you're putting a cheapish spark plug in an engine that runs slightly faster than your run-of-the-mill push mower does, that's where it's going to fail quite. That's where it's going to fail quite quick. I'm more into the same as Roy. If a machine comes in for a service and they're paying for a full service, it gets a brand new spark plug, and I will take the good spark plug out, put it in the pot, and that'll do for just a running repair one later on.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line. Ellis is saying he's never bought a spark plug in his life, and just cleans them up and sends them back out. And I mean, how do you warrant that? This isn't a negative question. I'm not trying to single you out, but how do you sort of put your name on something to say this is running really well, when in fact we're not quite sure how many hours that plug's done or how long it's been sat up for? Or do you know what I mean?
I have to interrupt. Can I interrupt?
You can interrupt as much as you like. This is your show as much as it is mine.
If they're cold and they start with one pull, that lawnmower is going to run for 3 years.
I get that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But there are some plugs. Literally, I do a 20-minute test. That's you, Ellis, first about how do you sort of warrant that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I usually do is I tell people, I give everybody my card, and I say, if you have any issue with this, please give me a call. Some folks may give me a call a couple months later. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's yours, I'm not going to do anything with it anymore. I can tell you that I have not had a lawnmower come back for a spark plug issue in the years that I've been doing this. So, it seems to work. I clean them up, and it seems like the older stuff, even if they do have some hours on the plug, I've seen some of the new plugs that have come through, and they don't seem like they're up to any sort of quality like some of the older plugs are. So that's why I kind of trust those just as much, if not more, than the new stuff.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I do, for me personally, when I get a lawnmower up and running, which is not very often in my shop, but when one does decide to run, it goes straight outside into the yard, and I get my little clamp on it, like we've all got. I clamp it off, and it just sits out there quite happily for about 15 minutes. Just running.
I do the same thing too, Mick. It's a great telltale sign of if something's going to break down, because it's like a coil.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And today I had a prime example. I've got a really nice, well, not really nice, a bit tatty, Honda 536C, which is a bit like the Honda Izzy over here in the UK. It's a big 22, 21-inch cut deck, power-driven, all singing, all dancing. It's got the BPRS plug in it, NGK. It wasn't a new plug. I got it going, carburetor clean, had to sort the drive out, all the rest of it. Shoved it outside, fired it up. I was on, I think I was on Jason's live stream. I think it might be someone else's today. And it was sitting there, watching it sitting there smoke and do its thing, trying to clear itself out. It cleared. And then at about 15 minutes later, it just stopped. So I thought, okay, that's run out of fuel, obviously. I went out there, plenty of fuel in the tank. I then took the spark plug out, and the spark plug was old, but it was absolutely red hot. I put another second-hand BPRS thing. I didn't have a new one here. Put it straight in. It fired straight back up and not had a problem since. So, you know, it's and that mower's been sat up for about 6 months.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. You know, it's a really dodgy game to try and get your name and your reputation out there. If you just pull the cord, it runs, you throw it out the door, which is what some people do. That's how you're going to get egg on your face. So I think testing, if you're not into buying new plugs, which I'm not all the time myself, I'm just doing repairs, as long as you test the machine and stand by Bruce's comment, never sell a machine on the day you get it running, which is something I've learned very quickly. You tend to get quite good results because you go out in the morning, you pull the cord, and it doesn't start. I'd rather it not start just in front of me rather than in front of a customer with his wife and kids. And their arm forward. Oh yeah, I've had that. I've had that.
Happens. And then I give all I said, this is what I say as they're going down the sidewalk towards the gate, and I say to them, remember, it's a 3-week warranty, not a 3-year warranty. And they all just have a little chuckle, and they know they can call me if they have trouble.
Yeah, I'm much the same as you, Bruce, and as Ken and Roy. And you know, I don't do guarantees. I know, Roy, you used to do a guarantee, didn't Roy?
I've stopped it now.
Yeah.
Wait, so
definitely.
I don't want to cut. Ellis said that he had a problem, and the lady called him a couple of months back. What was the issue? And did you eat it, or did you charge them?
I stopped it because someone basically took the P big time. Yeah,
they're taking advantage of you.
Right. They said they wanted a mower for their 12-year-old son to go and do some mowing, right? And I said, well, if he's 12, I said, I'm not selling it to him unless he comes here and he knows he can use it.
Right.
Right? Which is fair enough, yeah? So they brought him round, and he said he wanted his dad to start it. I said, no, you start it because I'm not selling it. So anyway, he started it, no problem. He went up and down my garden with it a couple of times, no problem. Anyway, I gave the 3-month guarantee on it, yeah? Engine guarantee, this was. Anyway, literally, I think it was a day before, 2 days before the time was up on it, yeah? The dad said he's bringing it round, there's a problem with it. He brings it back, and the whole thing is virtually in pieces, yeah? And I am talking about... Yeah, I'm talking about the air filter. It had an SP150 engine on it, right?
Did you sell one of those? Did you sell one of those self-exploding lawnmowers? Because I sold 2 of them last year.
Yeah. the air filter cover, wasn't even on it. No air filter, right? The fuel tank was hanging off. Yeah, the pull cord and the recoil was broken, and the bloke says, because I sold it to him for, I think it was 90 quid or something like that. And he was expecting me to give him 60 quid back for it in pieces. And I said, well, when I sold it to you, it went out in one piece, working, everything, you know. I says, well, what happened to it? He says, oh, I think he went for a couple of bushes. I says, couple of bushes? I think he's been jumping on it.
Well, there'll always be those people, and you can't, there'll always be that guy or lady, even lady, whatever. There will always be that.
He picked the thing up, right, because he had a hatchback car, right, a Ford Mondeo, yeah? He picked it up, when I told him, you ain't getting nothing off of me because, it's in bits. He threw it into the back of his motor with the bar up and everything. Yeah. He left the boot up and started wheel spinning down the road.
See, another satisfied customer is what I would say.
So Ellison, what happened? What did you do?
And then, right,
well, that was just kind of a hypothetical thing.
20 minutes later, his missus has put a big post on it about me. Yeah. But I tried to, I've stolen money from her son, this and that and whatever.
Oh my gosh.
And that was it. I just put the big story on everything about, and apparently it's not the first time that they've done that.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You're selling second, third, fourth hand machinery that hasn't been loved, hasn't had the sponge put over it or an air filter put in it from new. And you get it running, and like you, Ellis, I do a 15-20 minute check, and anything electrical, anything fuel should come up within that 15 minutes. So I do a cold start and a 15-minute run, and then I will test it first thing in the morning. Before that, I don't even advertise it. You can't do any more than that. But I'm the same as you, Ellis. I would say any problems, give me a shout. And we will work together. But if you come back within 2 weeks and there's a problem with the machine, I will fix it for you. You're still going to get a bill, because it's still going to cost you 20 quid to put it back on my bench. I ain't doing it for nothing. You've already paid your money for the lawnmower, unless it's something that is quite obvious it is actually my fault. But with a test on it, you should be in the clear. Got a question here come up. I don't think you American boys or Canadian boys can help out too much because you won't know the make and model, but he's got a Honda HRX 476 just come in with a 40 drive. Haven't looked at it yet. Any ideas what I'm looking for? So that is the plastic Honda deck with the rear metal roller inserted in the back that you Americans don't have unless you pay $300 to have it added on.
Look what Uncle Ed wrote.
I would say with the Honda HRX, it's a belt-driven machine, which is also then converted to a chain. So it's predominantly belt-driven, and then via a cable, belts coming via a cable, it is then turned into a chain-driven. So if you're unlucky, I would say the HRX has got a 40 gearbox, which will cost you about £85 to £140 to buy. If you're lucky, it could just be a broken cable or the tensioner. There is a tensioner bolt. If you tip the lawnmower up on its side, on the carburetor side, put the carburetor side up and look in between the back rear roller and the back of the shrouding, you'll find a little tiny Allen key bolt in there, and there is an adjustment which you can just do up about 4 or 5 turns to take a bit more pressure onto the cable, and that may get around the fix for you. I have a video out. If you put in HRX 476 Honda in your YouTube search, I've got a video or 2 videos on it.
You've got 2 videos on that, Mick?
Yeah, mine actually had the same sort of problem. So go feel
Roy.
Check
so
that
again,
one out.
Bruce.
Oh, look at you! You know how many videos he's got on each machine he's got.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are certain videos that I can remember of his, and that one he had to do 2 because you had a problem with the you took all the gears out and everything, didn't you? On one of them, and you had a problem with the clutch on it, didn't you?
Yeah, it came in originally. It came in originally with no rotor clutch working. I got the rotor clutch working, then it had no drive. So I put it back in the workshop again. I fixed it. I pulled it back out, and the drive was working, but the rotor clutch wasn't. I couldn't get the both to work at the same time. It was doing me head in. But in the end, I found out if you engage the rotor clutch on the arm and pull the dead man's handle in, and then do the clutch up at the same time, it cures it.
Yeah.
Hold your tongue just right.
It's just one of them pig mowers, and that's a problem with Honda. All the time Honda engines are running, leave them alone. Just leave them be. Yeah. If you tinker with them, you're going to have problems. Just leave them alone. Yeah. Will says the roll pins in the gearbox floating about. Yeah, definitely. If it is a gearbox gone, you could be in a bit of trouble. But go from there. I don't agree. Ed doesn't guarantee anything. From even a bush hog to yard mower, doesn't put a guarantee on anything at all. I mean, it's a bit like I had a bloke turn up today. What's that? Have you made some booties for Jason?
E.R. Jason, catch him.
They're just this color.
And my size.
Yeah.
Well, I had a bloke come in. I had a bloke come in last week. He was a traveller. He was a travelling gentleman. He bought in two power head trimmers or weed eaters. One of which was a straight fix, no problem, went out the door. The second one was a Titan strimmer, and he said he took it down to. I think I told you this last week. He took it down to a local lawnmower shop, and he put a new fuel line on it, which cost him £40. What's that? $50. $50 for one fuel line on a trimmer, and it wouldn't run. So he brought it round to me, and I said, I'll have a look at it. I don't really like working on something that somebody else has worked on. I'd rather have it as is.
Yeah.
Anyway, he brought it in, and I said, well, I can get you another carburetor from Wuhan. Take about 3 weeks. Or I can put it in the cleaner and have a look at it. Anyway, I put it in the cleaner, had a look at it, and the fuel line wasn't new. So I think he's telling me a few porcupines, and it never had a fuel filter on it. Now I'm guessing if you take something into a shop, a proper authenticated shop, the first thing we're going to do is put a new fuel line on it and then a fuel filter, because otherwise there's no point putting a fuel line on it without a filter, right? So I'm going to block up. Yeah. So I did that, and when I opened the carburetor up, the diaphragm was upside down.
Yeah.
So,
I remember, Mick, do you remember that one when Mick, do you remember the one when you told me the bloke brought a bag of bits in? Asked you to put it together.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've had that. Yeah, oh yeah, that actually happens quite a lot in my shop, I guess. That's another one. That one came in just 2 days ago. Turned up and said, "Can you fix that?" And I was like, "Well, what's that off?" It's off a lawnmower. Can't you tell? I was like, It was about 15 bits. But this pull cord, check this one out, Roy. This was really unique. I've not seen this before. Really, really strange. It's now fixed. I've done it. But check the inside gubbins of that one.
Put yourself big.
Look at that one.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. So that's what I said. Off-centered. Under that cover, but it's off-centered. How's that work?
Wow.
Huh?
Is that off a Honda then?
I don't know.
It looks like a Honda style, isn't it?
The spring.
There's only three holes holding it down.
It just says warning. Read owner's manual. That didn't come with it. Do not stand in front of a mower. There is no mower with it. But anyway, that one's fixed, right? However, I can beat what you said the other day, Roy. I had a gentleman turn up in my shop just the other day, and he said, "I've got a lawnmower. It vibrates. I hit something really. Or my dad hit something really hard, and it vibrates." Okay. I said, "Does it break your fingers when you try to pull it and everyone laughs at you?" He said, "No, it doesn't do that." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, bring it down. I'll have a look at it." So he turned up, right? And I hit you not. He turned up with a lawnmower engine. I said, "Where's the deck?" He said, I took it off. I said, "Okay, where's the pull cord assembly?" "Oh, I didn't think you wanted that." "Well, how am I going to turn it over? What am I supposed to do with this?" Do you know what I mean? I literally just had the engine block, which was covered in oil, in a big carrier bag, covered in oil, and all I had was the flywheel, the engine block, no blade, no boss, nothing. And he wanted me to fire the engine up. I was like, "Mate, you got to go back and bring the other bits with you, because what do you want me to do with that?" Anyway, I stuck it in the vise, did it up in the vise very gently without cracking the casing, and just managed to put a socket on it. And yeah, my lord, the shaft was.
You stuck that in the vise, and then you started pulling it, or you get the engine. Surely the whole engine would have turned around because
No. I literally just put the crank casing, the side casing in the vise, not the crank rod. I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Anyway, the shaft was absolutely mullered, and I rang him up. So right, yeah, that's done, mate. Yeah, end of, that's done. That's no good. So then he said, "Oh, do you want to keep the engine?" "No." I said, I've got lots of them in the yard. I said, also you owe me X amount of pounds for the inspection." "Do what?" he said. So yeah, it costs you money to put it on the bench. I'm not a charity. It costs you money to put it on here. He was like, well, no. I said, yeah, we discussed that. There's an inspection fee. If I can fix it within the inspection fee, that's what it costs you. So he said, so what you're saying is I've just found out my engine's no good and I've got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And had you took it to a lawnmower shop, it would have cost you about £100 to get that information.
That's right.
So he said, well, you keep your engine and take that as payment. I was like, no, brother, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. So then he said, have you got any other lawnmowers for sale? I'm thinking, nah. See, now I'm on a winner. Now I'm on the upper foot. So, yeah, come on round. So he came around and bought a lawnmower off of me, which was up for £80. So I said, that'd be 100 because the £20 inspection fee I charge as well. And he sort of gave me another look. I said, mate, that's what it is. You've got to pay the £20 inspection fee. That's what it is. So he paid it. And then he left the lawnmower engine in the garden here. I rang him up and said, mate, you come and get your engine. He said, no, you can keep it. I said, mate, I don't want it. I've got enough crap here as it is. I don't need any more. So he had to come all the way back, pick his lawnmower up. But yeah, he turned up with just the engine, just a block. You ever had that?
No.
Not
yet.
Not
yet.
just the block, no.
I've never had that.
Yeah, those little booties Diane made and the little hat because we got another grandchild on the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shop labour rates $80 an hour, £40 minimum.
That's the local. That's one of my local dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my local dealers. Dealer.
One of my favorites is $50 an hour.
Really?
$20. What is it? $20 an hour if you leave, and $80 an hour if you watch.
Well,
I love customers who pull into your driveway and say, "Can I wait?" And I'm like, "Yeah, wait up the street."
I'll do that with friends, but I've only got one of those.
Someone's just
asked,
asked,
nosy, but where did you get your ultrasonic cleaner from, Mick?
I got a little 3-litre one from Amazonian, I think. They're about £70, but just be wary if you're doing riding mowers, because the carburetors are slightly bigger, a 3-litre ultrasonic cleaner will not be big enough. So I recommend a 4 or a 6. Would you say
6, really?
You say that's right, Ellis?
I got it.
You're not gonna believe this, but I do not have an ultrasonic cleaner here. That's something that's on the list to get.
Behave yourself.
Oh,
Tell me about it.
Have you got an Amazon wish list yet, Alice?
I probably should get one, huh?
I started one yesterday. I don't have it on my channel yet.
That.
It's mostly for my dear wife Trudy, so she can see what I want for her stuff.
That's a great idea.
Mick, there's a main dealers where I am. They charge £58 an hour labour.
Yeah, I can quite believe it. Jason's much like you, Ellis. He doesn't have an ultrasonic cleaner. However, he has one better. He has a carburetor cleaning driveway station. So what he does is he will actually scatter his carburetor parts across his driveway, and he spends about an hour finding the bits and picking it all up later on.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I've got a Bruce Pinder tray. I've got 2 actually. There's my old one. There's my old one, my little one, and I've got a big one down here. And it was you, Ellis. Didn't you have a tray?
Yeah, I use whenever I moved into the house, they had like a pizza pan or something that was old and dirty, so I just popped it outside. And that's what I usually use with carb spray to clean most of them.
That's it. Yeah, Jason just uses asphalt to spray his stuff on. He just
and I don't knock asphalt repair.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Very funny.
A little bit of grit.
And I'm not a big fan of the magnetic trays because sometimes the parts fall out and they get stuck underneath. And I'll tear the garage apart. You guys know I have a clean floor in the garage, and
I've got 3 of those.
Sweeping that thing out, and there it is. On the back of that magnetic tray on the magnet, it's this little tiny screw. You've just spent 3 hours looking for it.
No. Imagine my surprise when one day I went down in my basement and we have a second refrigerator down there, and
for beer.
Right, he has a snap-on with this huge ultrasonic on it. He's got a whole little ultrasonic station that he thought next to the food refrigerator would be a good place to put it.
I have no problem with that at all. That sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it's clean. It's
Well, I heat my juice up. Yep, I heat my juice up on the kitchen stove.
Oh yeah. Get out your food, carb cleaner.
Just soap. It's just soap.
Hey, just like the dishwasher, parts washer, right?
Yeah.
Where did you get this from?
I got
I'm the only one here that does not have a dishwasher in my house.
I don't have
Believe
one.
that, huh?
I ain't got a dishwasher.
I ain't got one. I got a fella here. He said he had a fella turn up with a hedge cutter or hedge trimmer to you guys. Said it had a gearbox issue. He turned up with just the engine, no blades, no gearbox.
That would be an issue.
Because maybe else is new. So we sold a hedge trimmer to a guy. Actually, she did. And the guy came back ripping and roaring. And he came back and the blades were bent like no tomorrow. He didn't get to trim hedges. He tried using it as a chainsaw.
Yes.
Oh no.
I
think
smart enough before selling it to actually have a video of it working.
Yes.
It may have actually been, he may have adapted it to actually cut those conifer trees that are around. He bent the blade a bit so that he gets a nice rounded edge to the bush. That's why he did that.
Yeah. This was bad though. This was terrible.
I had a young lad I sold a strimmer to last year. It was one of them multi ones that split the shafts. You know the ones I mean?
Yeah.
I sold it to him, and it was it was cool. It was cool. Anyway, it came back about 3 months later, and he said the shaft the end's not running. So it sounds like the shaft is gone, which is common with those. It is common, and it is second hand. So I said, okay, take some photographs of the inside of the shaft, and I'll order another shaft. I did that. He turned up with it, and it was bent like a banana. And I said, what you done to that? Nothing. I said, mate, it wasn't like that when I give it you. Here's a photograph of it when I advertise it. It's not bent. I said, by any chance, when you're having your tea break or your lunch break, you don't sit on your strimmer, do you? Sometimes I do. I said, well, that's why your strimmer's bent and that's why your shaft is snapped. You can just see.
Why I say 3 weeks, not 3 months.
Yeah, exactly that. What's it? We had a guy come back. What's this one say here? We had a guy come back kicking and screaming. The mower stopped and it wouldn't restart. He looked pretty terrified. And as I opened the fuel tank to check, and nope, not a drop of fuel in it.
Yeah,
yeah, I've had that. Yeah, I've had that.
I get a couple of those a year.
Yeah. It's when you sell a nice piece of equipment. And I had a fella. I could tell he's new to this. Lots of people at the moment are buying petrol machinery because of a coronavirus, because the shops are not open over here, right? Yeah. So this fella rocked up the other week, and he said, "I want a petrol mower, and I want a petrol strimmer." And I said, "Well, anyone that says I want, don't get nothing. You got to say I would like them, please." So he said, "Anyway, yeah, no worries." So that's that. So he bought a little petrol mower, nothing special, and a little strimmer, a little Power Force strimmer I got going last year. Nice little strimmer for what it is. Anyway, off he went, sold it. Well, the next day I get a message, and it said, "Is the strimmer 2-stroke or plain fuel?" And this message was 4 hours old. So now I'm thinking, I hope he hasn't done anything yet. So I've replied to him quite quick. Yeah, 2-stroke in the strimmer and plain 4-stroke in the mower. To which he replied, "How do you mix 4-stroke petrol?"
Oops.
So I just said, "Give me your phone number. I'm going to ring you, because otherwise we're going to have this problem for the next 3 years." So I mean, there are some people that they just don't know. I mean, Ellis, for you, it must be even worse, because you must get some people, right, that buy a ride-on mower for the first time. Do you ever get that?
I do have quite a few people that do that. Yeah. I get the question, does the fuel need to be, or does it take fuel mix so many times over again?
What's more worrying for me is someone sitting on this machine, firing it up, putting it into gear, and just not knowing what to do with it when it starts rattling off down the lawn. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like sitting on an aircraft engine.
Anyway, Ellis, I see you put a note there to say you're having your Godfrey Dad's birthday, mate. Ellis, it was absolutely fantastic to have you up on my panel.
Good seeing you.
Thank y'all for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
Well, see you, bud. Hey, and
You're
because
always
of you,
welcome.
Ellis, I'm taking more in. I'm taking more trades in now. Thank you very much.
You're always
They
welcome,
work.
Ellis. And if ever you decide to do one yourself, I'll always be hanging about to try and jump onto yours or whatever. So enjoy your dad's birthday party. Stay safe, brother, and love to all your family over that side of the pond. And we'll see you soon.
We'll do it, Mick. Good to see you, all you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Catch y'all again soon.
Fun.
Look after yourself. Bye bye.
Yeah. Mick, a couple of years ago, I had one of my regulars come in. Well, he phoned me up and he said, "Me hater it won't start." I said, "Well, I've got to go to the shop where he lived opposite." So I went in and had a look. And because he's what he's done, I says, "Well, your fuel smells bad." I said, "You haven't well, I'm going to say what he did. He actually put 2-stroke mix into a hater lawnmower."
It'll run. It'll run.
Yeah, I've had that. Yeah, I've had that quite often. Where and it's the thing is, what really baffles me is you sit there, don't you, with your inspection glass like that, and you're saying, "Are you sure that ain't 2-stroke?" I go, "No, it's plain fuel." Then why is it green? You know? No, mate. That's plain.
The fuel that come out of that tank was red. So
yeah, I mean, I had that a little while ago with a gentleman. Funnily enough, that mower came back just last week. He gave me a lawnmower to service. He got stung an astronomical amount of money from another firm, and he bought it. I mean, it was like £180 for a standard service on a classic Briggs, right? Which is mental. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I stung him half that, and he was happy. But when I took the fuel out, it was a non-running mower. The fuel was red, and I said, "Mate, you've been putting 2-stroke in there." He said, "No. So it's plain fuel." You sure? Because it don't look like plain fuel to me. Anyway, it turns out it was fuel stabilizer. Okay, which over here in the UK we're not big on that. We're not big on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe some of the lawn care guys may be a bit bigger on it, but for the guys that I generally deal with, we don't tend to. I don't use any of it. Lots of people that I know don't use it.
I think it's because your winters are shorter, like ours sit in the shed for 6 months.
Exactly that, Bruce. And the moisture levels and the humidity levels are different as well. So we don't tend to use a lot of it. So anyway, the other day he rang me up and said, "Mick, that lawnmower you service, I can't get it to start. Or it starts, but I have to prime it to keep it going. Stop priming it, it stops." It's okay, no worries. I'll come and get it. You know, just had a full service, right? So it's down to me. So when I picked it up, and I watched a video of me doing the service to see if I did a gasket and diaphragm on it, which I did. So when I got it back on the bench, took the carburetor off, took the gasket off, and in the bottom of the well in the tank there was this. It wasn't even sludge. It was like silicon. That's what it looked like. It was like silicon, but not as hard. So I said to him, "Are you still using that fuel stabilizer stuff?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, do yourself a favor and don't, because I think you're putting too much stabilizer in. And as soon as you undo your fuel bottle off the top, you're letting moisture in to your fuel. Yeah. You're doing it back up, and then you put it away for 2 weeks, and then you bring it back out again." I said, "Fuel stabilizer is designed, put it in your tank, you do the cap up, and you leave it. You don't come back to it until the next year." I said, "By keep putting stuff in, stuff out, stuff in, stuff out, and not mixing it to the right quantity, your fuel is no longer fuel. It's more just stabilizer." And that's why when it turned up here, I was like, looking at it, it was really, really red in color. So since then, he's now dumped his fuel stabilizer, and he's now just literally using plain fuel, and he's not having the problem. So even with fuel stabilizer, causes an issue.
It's like that series with
this year I've had a lot of
RL doing 10 machines. Right?
Yeah, definitely, Brooke.
No, go Ken.
Yeah, this year a lot of the fuel I got coming in looks like Shirley Temple.
Last year, Mick, I had someone from local who I knew from the old allotments. He brought a rotavator around, and he said it'll start on choke. As soon as you take off choke, it won't run. So I said, fair enough. So I took the carb off, stripped it down, cleaned it, put it back on, and it was still doing it. So took the fuel out, put new fresh fuel in, still doing the same thing. I said, I ain't got a clue what it is then. I said, I reckon the carburetor's gone. I said, how old is the machine? He said 6 months. So I said, oh, you still got a guarantee? I said, why didn't you take it back to the place where you bought it? This is the place that charges £58 an hour, right? Mm-hmm. He said there's a 2-week wait. I said, well, you're going to have to take it back to him. Now, when I gave it back to him, it had fresh fuel in it, right? Fresh petrol. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I cleaned the carburetor twice. Yeah. Put it all back together. Anyway, about 3 months later, I said to him, how's the rotor going? He said, yeah, it's working lovely now. I said, well, what was wrong with it? You know, he said, they said it had diesel in it. I said, how can it have diesel in it? I said, I emptied the fuel tank and cleaned the carburetor twice. It hasn't got diesel in it. And they charged him £600 to repair it, right? Yeah.
Jesus.
So, yeah. I said, have you got the receipt? He said, yeah. I said, come pick me up. So we went down there. I had it out with him.
Yeah.
Got his money back.
Because they tried pulling his pants down for saying it had diesel in the tank, when in fact you had then flushed the tank, put fresh petrol in it.
Yeah.
And they said it had diesel in it. And obviously you don't carry diesel in your shed, do you?
No.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, it happens, and you do hear these stories. A lot of these places, and I'm not knocking them, because I do have some people in here that actually run their own businesses, you know. But there are some places, you know, you walk in with your mower and they go, yeah, not really interested, mate. You know what I mean? They just don't want it. Yeah, they would much rather sell you a brand new machine that you don't need. Yep. And it could just be a spark plug fix. It could be something simple. I know that my local place is turning down pull cord fixes. They turn them down because there's no money in it, you know, and they haven't got time. They haven't got 5 minutes, $10. They ain't got it. They ain't got the time to do it. They
have to pay. They have to pay workman's compensation, rent, gas, heat, overhead, a service vehicle or two, and then the guy phones in sick, and they've got 10 machines piled up. It's tough, man. So
my dealer will give those to me. He'll actually give him my card and say, "Call Kenny."
Yeah. I was approached by two big chain guys, right, to fix their stuff, because they couldn't get it fixed anywhere. Like we're talking, I don't want to use any names, but we all know who they are. Yeah. And I turned them both down because I'm retired now and I don't need a full-time job.
Yeah. Oh, you'll have 20 a day.
Beautiful thing.
Well, I had a firm. They went bust, and then this new fella turned up. I shan't mention his name of his company because he may be in here. I don't think he is. Anyway, he approached me and he said, "Any chance, or a friend of yours has put me on to you. Apparently, you do service and repair work. Yeah, I do. Any chance you can take on some of my service work for me?" I said, "Well, how many miles are we talking?" He said, "About 20 miles a week." I said, "Yeah, okay, no problem." I said, "So as long as you drop the mowers off, and you give me a big box full of spark plugs, filters, oil, or what have you, you do that, and I'll just charge you the labor on top."
Yeah,
And so we sort of come to a price that worked for me. And he said, no. He said, I'll pay you a set amount to do it, and then I'll pick. I said, no, because what you're going to do is you're going to charge the customer X amount of pounds.
Yep.
And you're going to try and charge me the bare minimum to do it, 20 miles a week, which is doable, on top. So I said, I'll tell you what, I will come and pick the mowers up and drop them off. I will buy my own service stuff, and I will then charge you what you would charge the customer, a little bit less, so you make a pound out of it. But I'm not into any of that. He said, I need to make money. I said, then take your mowers somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't like.
He was going to use you.
Nope.
Oh yeah, it wasn't going to happen. And these were standard Briggs's, standard Tecumseh's services, engines that are already running, just need a service. So they weren't fixes; they were just standard services. So he potentially could have made I don't know, £20-30 per mower, but got the return custom the following year off of that customer, and I could have earned some serious money out of it and got him out of a tight squeeze. And when I went past his mower shop about 2 months ago, he must have had 300 lawnmowers outside the front of his shop, lined up, all stuff waiting to go in.
Right.
You know, but they're not interested. But they wanna earn the big bucks out of it, and I'm not into that. You know, I don't charge a lot of money for a service. You know, my services are not cheap, but they are certainly cheaper than what other people are charging at the moment.
Isn't it wonderful to just get a lawnmower in that needs a tune-up? I mean, I'm not done. Like, oh my gosh, an air filter, an oil change, a spark plug cleaner change, and lube on the wheels, and maybe a little bit of penetrating oil on the rewind, and yeehaw, we're done. Isn't that wonderful? And they're getting fewer and farther between.
It don't happen. I mean, at the moment, I feel a bit like an NHS nurse, and I have my own coronavirus lawnmower thing going on at the moment. I've got lawnmowers in intensive care at the moment on ventilators. Do you know what I mean?
There was another hater I did earlier this season, which had a Briggs 35 Classic, and he said, "Well, I said to him, it's because he said it's running, but it's up and down with the engine." I says, "Well, it needs a new diaphragm and gasket." Yeah. He said, "Well, that happened last year, exactly the same sort of thing." He said he took it back to where he bought it from, brand new, which is the same company that done the other people, and they charged him £80 for a Briggs and Stratton Classic carburetor. They didn't bother changing the diaphragm and gasket. I did. 80 quid they charge him for the carburetor when you can pick them up for 22 quid new.
They're only 22, about 23, 24 pound for a genuine Briggs and Stratton carb. Genuine, not even a copy. You can get them for 20 quid.
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Yeah. So he charged him £60 for the labour to take the old one off and put a new one on, when all it was a diaphragm and gasket.
Yeah,
right.
But it's like you only know what you know, and I think in many ways it's a bit like taking your car down to the garage for MOT. Over here in the UK, we have a yearly inspection. And your car goes in, and then you sit in the waiting room praying to the mechanic gods that your vehicle's going to go through, and you just know that they're the other side of the glass going, that looks
to me this year.
Oh, that's a bit tight to the bone, and you come out of it and you got like a £500 bill, and you think.
And nothing serious ever goes wrong with cars anymore, but you get all these lights on the dash saying check engine or EGR light or whatever. I had one on my wife's car. Got home from Mexico. We were gone for 3 months. I reconnected up the battery, and we got some kind of eco light on the dash. And I'm like, oh no! All right, reset everything, held the button down for 10 seconds, and poof, it went out. And thank God, because that could have been a $600 light.
Yeah.
I know, and it just goes to prove. I mean, some people, I get comments. I'm sure we all get them, and it says sort of, you're teaching people how to fix their own lawnmowers. Surely that's going to do you out of a job. And to a certain degree, I think, possibly there is a percentage of people that would possibly have a go at it. And I get comments to say, Mick, what's your video last week? Blah, 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 blah. Fix me own mower. Thanks very much. That's great. But you're always going to get those ones that, one, don't have a toolkit. One would never even consider buying one. And three, they're too lazy to do it themselves.
Or they just have or they're interested.
Yeah, but you always want to have that element of people that don't know what they're doing. But you've got to try and help people out. That's why we do YouTube, and it's so nice to see people come in and say, "I've had a go at my own lawnmower and I fixed it, and thank you very much." Because that goes a long way in my book. I've gone all out to do a video to help someone, and they come back and say, "Yeah, actually, that video really helped me out, and I'm now back up and running, earning my own money or whatever." Do you know what I mean? It's fantastic.
Yeah, those are my favorite comments. When I get that on my channel, it gives me a little funny feeling inside. I don't know. It's just I like that. I really, really enjoy those comments. I get a lot of comments, but those
I've got a 7-year-old video. You take that little brass bolt out of the Briggs and Stratton bowl, and you put a wire through it, and you go with carburetor spray, and you put it back in. Yep. And that video is 7 years old. It's responsible for 20% of the success of my channel. And I get emails every day saying, "Thanks, man. I got my lawnmower running." Hey, bud.
Look at him. He's busy. Look at him. He's got a lot of work into that.
But people thank me for that video. I still get thanked. That video is 7 years old, and I get thanked every day for that video.
That's
Isn't that cool?
That's what it's about, Bruce. And you know, I learn off of lots of people, even just some of the basic fixes, and sometimes it can just be a hack. You know, how someone does something slightly different to how I do it, and you may shave a couple of minutes off of a job because you've watched somebody else do a job slightly different to how you do it. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so how are you doing? How are you doing, young man? You're new up here, I see. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. Can't complain.
Good man. Whereabouts are you from? Wales? Is that a Wales accent I can hear? Welsh? Is that Welsh?
Yeah, Swansea, South Wales.
Swansea. How you doing, then, buddy?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Mick.
What you up to, buddy boy?
Oh, nothing much. Just finished tinkering.
Finished tinkering, and what have you been tinkering with?
That doesn't look like tinkering.
FS55 strimmer.
FS55. Very nice indeed. And what was it? Fuel?
Meter and diaphragm on the carb.
Ah, yeah,
the standard.
The standard. Did I mean, to be fair, the steel ones, I don't know about you, Ken, but the steels, do you know what? They're pretty good for coming back. When you got a fuel issue, they're pretty good. Them carb Zammers, they're pretty good.
They are.
Well, steel owns them now too.
Yeah, definitely. But I've had lots of experiences with steel that I've been in storage over winter, come in, even if they've not been drained down with fuel, fresh fuel in, and away they go again.
I did a video on a chainsaw, like in the last month or two.
Yeah.
Fill up, put the new one in.
Yeah, exactly that. So what's your name, buddy boy?
Harry.
Harry?
Yeah.
As in Harry Potter?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
We actually have an older version of Harry Potter on the panel. There he is. There's the older version of Harry
Potter. hang on, Mick. I'm finding that thing snobby dropped down on the floor yesterday. Look, I found it.
Look. So what did you do to the strimmer? You put a new needle and new needle, was it, or just diaphragm?
Just diaphragm, yeah, straight swap.
Straight swap. And is it for a customer?
No, I had it off an auction site last week.
Right on.
What auction site was that?
eBay.
Ah, eBay, baby. Okay. And what did you give for that?
22 quid.
Oh, that ain't bad. That ain't bad. You'll make money on that all day long.
Nice.
Got a guy coming to get it tomorrow, so hopefully it turns up.
Good for you.
No.
Nice to see young people. Nice to see young people doing that.
Is it going for 122 quid?
Yeah, about 120.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's what it's worth. So what is your realistic outlooks of tomorrow morning when you dart down to the shed before he turns up to try and pull it? What's the outlook of it? The prognosis? Is it going to start or not?
Yeah, it should start. Yeah, I've had it running for the last half hour.
No, I've just noticed he's a Swansea football fan and all.
Yeah, unfortunately.
See the emblem.
Yeah, we don't do football on this channel. That's one thing we don't do is football on this channel. People who talk about football on this channel get dumped, banned, and isolated for 12 weeks. So is it a straight shaft, curved shaft, or is it straight shaft?
Yeah, straight shaft. Yeah, 2008.
Oh, that ain't too shabby. That ain't too bad.
Got a nice carrying strap on it then, does it?
Yeah, it's got. I give him a strap with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
keeps him happy.
Straight shafts, you need a different posture to run the straight shafts.
You're
an old guy like me.
You not got a full chest. I've got a full chest harness there over my side. Is that a full chest harness?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can have that 55 quid. You have that 55 quid if you like. No, as Bruce said, it's nice to see young lads coming through and tinkering with engines and having a go at it, because it's not a dying art, but I think the further we go into the future, I think less and less people will do it because we're in a throwaway society, and
I think that's going to change this year.
You reckon, Bruce?
Yeah,
30% unemployment here coming up.
Right, Mick. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot off now, Mick. I've got to drop down. I've got to take everything back inside. I've got all the plates. I've got books out here and everything. So it's getting
All
late.
right,
Now.
Yeah,
All right.
no worries. Absolutely fine.
Catch
Cheers
you
for
later,
coming up, Roy.
everyone.
Later, matey.
Cheers, right.
Take it
Cheers.
easy.
Bye, Roy.
Bye-bye.
Cool.
Oh, hello. What happened there? Someone else went. Hang on. Who do we lost?
No.
Hang on. We lost someone. Sit there. Try that one.
Well, I got to subscribe to your channel there, Harry.
Yeah. Have a little look.
Can you make a comment or something?
Yeah, put a comment in the old. Put a comment in the old chat
down there, and I'll pick it up.
The thing is now, Bruce, is they've now done. I don't know whether you're aware, but they've done away with the go to channel button. That's now been taken out.
Oh.
So you're going to have to copy or write down his thing and then do it manually because the old go to channel button's now gone.
I'm old. I can do that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, gotcha.
So
yeah, cheers, guys.
It's the Hagree Garden Machinery.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, check him out.
Yeah,
how many subscribers you up to, buddy?
6.
About 6 at the moment.
And how many?
I'm just.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go. No, you carry on.
Oh, it's gone now. Forgotten.
Oh dear, like that, is it?
Oh yeah, mad this time of night. Oh,
mate, I know you ain't got to tell me. I know. I'm just gonna fire you up. Harry's Garden, 7 subscribers, 3 videos. So you haven't been going long, then, have you?
No, I don't really do YouTube big time. That's what I'm hoping to start into now.
Okay. Well, let's see if what we can't do. We've got 7.
Subscribe.
You got 7 subscribers there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put your link. There's Harry's link to his channel, people, in the chat now. So feel free to go over to Harry's channel, go and check him out. He's just starting his YouTube channel. So how about we give the old boy a bit of a push?
Absolutely.
And see if we can't give him a couple more subscribers to send him on his way, and hopefully it'll give me encouragement to send out 3 videos a week, or in some people's cases, 3 videos a day, Jason. And there you go. There's Harry's channel. Go and check him out and see if you can't help the man along on his YouTube journey. So,
brilliant. Cheers, Mick.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. Well, I'm all for helping out people.
So that means you're going to give us an upload this week, right? The last one was 2 months. You're going to give us an upload this week?
There we go. You got a subscriber there. And I did the notification too.
Especially when you have the Bruce Pender. Jesus. That's the best compliment ever.
Yeah.
That's the best compliment ever.
Did he disappear? Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Nick, did he say he was is he of school age right now, or is he?
He's just coming back now. Let me get him back up. There he is. He's coming back up. There he is.
Oh, sorry, guys. Connection went.
No, that's okay. No worries. So how old are you, Harry?
17.
17.
17.
Well, we had a laugh last week. I told you I was working on my Camaro in 1973, and I think half of the crowd here said they weren't even alive back then.
I wasn't born then, Bruce.
I wasn't a thought. And now he's the youngest person on the panel. Oh man, get him in.
I was born 72.
72, eh? That's the last year of the good V8s in North America.
It's
Am I
one
right, Ken?
these younger channels though. Is your name Hagri?
Yeah, unleaded gas. Sorry?
Is that your name, Hagri?
No, Harry.
Harry. There's also a young man. It's Nicky Small Engines. He's also a young man who's got a channel coming up too. It's really nice to see the new generation coming through with small engine work as well. I think it's wonderful.
Hell yeah! And Harry, you're up to 25 subscribers, buddy boy.
Yay! Keep it coming.
Awesome! Cheers, guys.
Look at the little smile on his little chops. Look, there you go.
Leave the poor kid alone.
Hell no. Hell no. If he wants to come up on my panel, he needs to put his big boy pants on and get on with it. That's what it's about.
And you're definitely going to have big boy pants when you go on YouTube, for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get thick. I
gotta be thick skin,
man. I still struggle with that after 7.5 years. I guess.
So, how are you recording this at the moment, Harry? You on a mobile phone, or on a tablet, camera? What are you doing?
Just on my phone. Yeah.
Well, let's have a little look around your workshop then whilst we're here. Let's see what you got in. Let's have a little look. Here we go.
Little work.
Look at that.
Jamming.
That's
Check
wonderful.
you out. You're making me look stupid.
Look at all those yankers.
Wow.
He is
Good
organized.
lad. Good boy.
Let me get the other light on you.
Yeah, fire it up, babe. Let's have a look at it. Okay.
Very
Got
nice.
a little rider in there as well. Good boy. Well done.
Was that beer cans I saw in that bag?
Of course.
Is that only 17?
Now,
Okay.
Bruce.
So the next question I have is, I'm going to need to inspect your toolbox. I'm going to need to inspect your toolbox. Yeah, so we all know what's going to happen here, don't we?
Bit of a mess when it comes to my tools.
Well, let's have a little look. Open the drawers up. Yeah,
that looks good. That's good.
No. Yeah, that's the one I want. Yeah, there you go.
And then most of them are just down there.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, and that's how a toolbox should look. Don't ever be persuaded by the older generation to tidy your toolbox up because it don't work. It's not
As soon as I
functional.
tidy it, I can't find anything.
Well, no, I worked out of a
Go down to the pool. You buy 5 of everything.
It
looked pretty good to me. It looked pretty good to me.
Did you hear what he said? As soon as I tidy it up, I can't find nothing.
Hey, 5 of everything.
Yes, got one on my side, Bruce. One on my side. Yeah.
Harry, your channel, mini.
In case you're wondering, Harry, we teach Mick about his dirty toolbox.
Oh, thank you.
No, untidy toolbox, not dirty.
Well, to a degree.
I'm with Bruce. I'm tidy.
Bruce, I think you could be dirty and untidy, and we'd still want to watch every video you make.
This barbecue video might not be very fun.
I love the way Bruce has this methodical way of I'm not Bruce. I'm not taking the mickey out of you, mate, because you know I love you loads, right? I'm not taking the mick, but he do his carburetor and he clean that out because cleaning carburetors, you got to be clean. Cleanliness is godliness when cleaning carburetors, right? Jason, you listening, Jason?
Yeah.
So Bruce will clean his tray. He'll empty his stuff out. He'll clean his tray, then he'll pour that stuff into another pot. Clean that pot out and clean that tray up again. When they move it out the way, clean the side. I'm thinking, my Lord, he's just used about 15 foot of blue roll or rags to clean up one station. Yeah, I can't.
I got it from my employment. It was all electromechanical and one chunk of dirt. Everything's stuffed. So
I hear you.
It has to be fire. It still has to be fire hall clean.
No, I do get it, and I was taught by an old French gentleman. He taught me the majority of my basic mechanics. He was 74 years old, still working. He's long since gone, and he taught me when cleaning carburetors, cleanliness is godliness because there's no point in cleaning that carburetor out on a driveway, Jason. And you just self-inflicting stuff back into the system. So I do agree. That's why I do mine on the bench. I don't do what Jason does, what we call a quick and dirty. I don't do that generally. I like to try. No, Jason does that. It's what works, right? I'm good on you, Jace. But 9 times out of 10, if I did a quick and dirty, it would just be a fail. It just wouldn't run. It's as simple as that. Because I'm clean too, but my toolbox is an absolute trash at the moment. In fact, I couldn't even shut one of my drawers today because my hammer had gone behind the drawer. I couldn't even get it shut. So
are those your pants or your tools?
My tools.
Speaking of pants, Bruce's latest video. So I'm partially colorblind. I swore Bruce wasn't wearing pants. Like his pants matched his driveway floor.
Oh, those beige pants, the ones I riveted.
So, what actually happened was, I told Bruce that you were actually partially colorblind, and Bruce told everybody on his subscription list that he was going to do his channel with no pants on, just to see if we get a comment from you.
I'm like, oh my god, am I seeing things?
Yeah, like everything needs to just be brightly colored, otherwise, he doesn't see the shades. Like gray, blacks.
No, we have color blindness in the family, and my cousin cannot tell the difference between red and green.
Oh, okay.
He's got like the shade
Shades.
variation.
Yeah,
Okay.
He can see the reds, the green, but don't give him like blues and grays and blacks like that's
Okay.
color family.
Yeah, Chris, do you screw with him like when he dresses up to go out, like blue and black socks?
No, she dresses me. Oh, you know what? I just opened up a can of worms. Oh, shit.
We've already had this. We had this discussion once already today. We've already had this discussion already today, and Chrissy stitched him up 2 or 3 times already in one day in one live stream. So, in fact, I don't know why Jason allows Chrissy in the same room as her when he's on a live stream, because every day the poor bloke just gets stitched.
He makes it too easy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm getting really hungry. I'm going to have to pack it in. It's 2:00 here, and I haven't had lunch.
Yeah, I'm going for another 6 minutes, Bruce, and I should be doing much the same myself, mate. So, Bruce, as always, buddy boy, it's fantastic to see you, and I hope you and your family.
Bruce. Yeah, see you, Bruce.
Nice meeting you, Harry.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew, Bruce.
Look forward to the video this week.
Yes.
I like that little John Deere you had, that 30-inch deck there, Ken. I like that.
Yeah, Murray. Yeah.
Stories and some videos on that today. Keep tuned, and if you're up, Bruce, tomorrow, 7:00 your time. If you're up.
I won't be up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bruce, stay safe, buddy boy. Look after
Shut the
yourself,
door
my friend.
from near you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, hold on. Tech just Sparky sent me something from Instagram.
I've got a bloke called Alan4391 in my basement. To get on my panel, buddy, you're going to have to turn your camera on, because without your camera on, you cannot come up, my sweetheart. So you got there you go. Let me see your beautiful face. Let me see your beautiful face. There it is. There, lovely, fantastic. Up you come. There you go. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm rocking and rolling. You know me, rocking and rolling. Whereabouts are you from?
Colchester in Essex.
You're in Essex, are you? Oh, you're not a million miles from me, then. Not a million miles.
No. Always watch your videos and.
There you go. You see, it happens when you get to a certain level in stardom. It just happens. You know, it just takes off. Jason is trying to follow me. Thank you very much for being a valid supporter of my channel. It is much appreciated. I'm assuming you enjoy it. Otherwise, you'd be up here now slating me, saying the crap.
No. Well, I watch it. It's actually quite funny. I'm on my phone at the minute, and I've got my PC in the background, and it's a bit delayed. So I'm having to turn my computer one down because I'm getting one minute and like 3-4 seconds behind, like on the other.
Whenever you go onto a StreamYard live stream, it pays just to get rid of your YouTube, or just to mute or pause your YouTube off. Otherwise, you'll get a delay in sound as well. So just when you come onto StreamYard, if you just run with your StreamYard, that'll be fine.
Cool.
So what is it you do, Alan? Are you into small engines? Do you do your own stuff, or do you have your own business?
Yeah,
or...
well, I've got a bit of a random channel, really. I mean, I've got some really daft, stupid stuff back in the day. I've been on here probably since 2008, but I've only got 250 subscribers, which ain't a lot really. But it's just the way it goes. I've got a few lawnmowers. I've done repairs on the channel and a few bits and pieces.
So how about you write in the chat then, Alan? Just put a comment in the chat, and we'll see if we can't help you out as well. There'll be a little comment section down on the YouTube bit or the StreamYard. Put a little comment saying, "Hi, I'm Alan," and people can go and see your channel out. That's what it's all about. And we'll see if we can't get your numbers a little bit higher. And no, for me, I will promote anybody's channel. I'm not a grow stream any way, shape, or form.
I think you've subbed me. I think I looked in my subscribers. I think you've subbed me a little while ago.
Yeah, I already have, mate. I will guarantee you that. But other people may not. And this is a hard thing for me. There's Alan's chat there, people. So go and check Alan out as well whilst you're there. Go and check him out. If you like what you see, then hit the old button.
Old Brucey Pender. I've been watching him since I don't know how long, 8-9 years. He's just gone a minute ago, but
yeah,
he was I think he's one of my first subscribers actually.
It was Bruce Pinder. I've been subscribed to Bruce for a long time now. Because I've been in the small engine game for a little while, and he without a doubt is one of the small engine gods without a doubt.
Oh my God, yeah, and it's like his workshop's like everything's clinical. You know, everything's sort of got to be in order, clean, and it's quite cool. You know, he takes pride and joy in what he does. You know.
Of course, and the hardest thing is, and Gaffer's just made a point there. The 3 dots is now gone, so I need to go down to my YouTube side. And is that the link there, Polar Bear? Yeah, there you go. Ed, thank you very much, Ed. Ed's running the link for you. So there's Alan's link to his channel.
Oh, nice one. Cheers, Ed.
The hardest thing here, I think, for us lot is actually finding more and more channels that do what we do. That's a hard thing, you know, because there is so many offshoots, whether it be go-karts, whether it be tractors, whether it be whatever. I'm more into the smaller engine side of it. And if you know of any other channels that are up there doing quite well and putting regular content out, then feel free to share them out, because the more videos that I can watch of other people doing stuff, that's what I'm all about. You know, it's hard to find so many small engine channels. You know, I come across Jason how long ago? About 6 months, Jason. Now is it? We've been out about 6 months, and he's been going a little while longer since then, and he puts out some good stuff.
I learned the washer trick from you the other day. I'm like, oh my, why did I not think of that?
There you go.
I regretted probably, what was it? 6 weeks, probably 6 weeks ago, I brought a 1950s Atco mower for £10. I'd been sitting in a shed, and it was seized up. I mean, what happened was I found it on Gumtree, and I rang up the guy and I said to him, look, I said, you still got it? Yeah, I'm clearing at my dad's house. He passed away, deceased and all that. I said, okay. I said, I'll come along and have a look at it. Anyway, I looked at it, and it's sort of right near the sea. He lives just literally 2 streets away from the actual, you know, where all the elements are, the sea and salt and everything, salt air. And it was sea solid. I thought, oh God, this could be a bit of a bummer. So I took the plug out and whacked the blow lamp down and squirted a load of 3-in-1 oil and agitated it and freed it all up, cleaned the points and cleaned the car. But it was just a horrible sludgy muck. Oh, it was just like road tar. It was. Yeah. It was disgusting. But got it all back to life. Oh. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, those old style engines, I've got one here as I keep pointing out. I've got a nice little Suffolk
Punch 2-stroke.
Suffolk Punch down here, that just come in last week. That's got no spark at the minute, so that'd be points. And the bloke assured me it was running 4 years ago, and I've heard that before. But generally, Jay, so people who run these old-fashioned punches and cylinders, or real mowers, you guys call them, generally, rule of thumb is if they say it was running 4 years ago, there's a very high possibility it actually was, because lots of people over here, they won't entertain a lawnmower like that unless they know a little something about them. So you ask them questions like, what are the points like? So yeah, they're set at 0.8 foul. You know what he's on about. So therefore, you can take that as read. It's when someone says, oh, yeah, it was only running last week, and you think, that ain't been running. That ain't been running in 5 years. You know what I mean? You can
get green contacts and stuff. You think, something ain't right here. You know.
Yeah. Alan, where's your accent coming from? That's not an Essex accent. Where's that accent from?
I've got a funny old accent, really. I mean, I actually live in Colchester town, so I've got a bit of a weird accent. I mean, sometimes it goes a bit Essex, and sometimes it goes a bit Suffolk. It's a bit.
I'm getting that Suffolk feeling. I am. I'm getting that. Well, it might be. Feeling.
Might be something to do with my job, my day job. I do a lot of work in Suffolk, so you pick the lingo up, don't you? Know?
Yeah. That's what I'm getting. I'm definitely getting that.
So I ain't got the Norfolk accent or nothing like that. You know.
Polar Bear Ed says I'm staying here until Mick kicks me out. That's nice, Ed. Thanks for coming in. Much appreciated. So what have you got on the bench then, Jason? What's your next adventure? You got your project.
Yeah, I got that project, and no, I'm short on lawnmowers. I really can't keep them up in stock, so I got a little desperate. I paid a little up for a machine, and the guy said it ran, but it has no gas in it. So it's like your famous last words. Oh, it ran last year. So I actually have a video on that, and I actually went out and I bought another one. And I'm in a hard place right now.
Can I share my success story today?
What did you do today?
Oh no! What the nice thing that someone did for me.
All I heard was panties.
Oh, you told that one.
So, remember, if anyone was on our
I can't hear a word she's saying. I don't know what happened there. She just disappeared.
Harry, these are all the things that you shouldn't do.
Again, it's gone quiet.
It's a glitch.
Oh dear.
Go on, honey. I'm listening.
He only doesn't cut me off when this one's undressing.
Oh yeah.
Sassy.
So we were saying this morning that our town said we can't use gas blowers right now. Well, you'll love this story. This just goes to show you that their own workers can't even stand them. I went to go get the mail this morning from the box. A town worker was driving by, and he stopped and slowed down. Didn't see him, and he had a mower in the back in like his pickup truck, but he was dressed in all town gear. Because they're still working, the town workers by us. I don't know what they're doing, but he said, he goes, I know your husband's always out here. He goes, do you think he'd want this? And I looked, it had a bag. I knew it was self-propelled. And I said, does it work? He goes, I have no clue. He goes, someone was getting rid of it. He goes, I'm either going to just put it out to the trash, or he goes, I thought maybe your husband would want it. I said, well, what do you want for it? He goes, nothing. He goes, so I took it. He turns around. He goes, "What crap are you bringing in now?" Sure enough, nope.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Chrissy, and I'm not picking on you, but you do tend to have this habit of bringing stuff to your driveway that upsets your old man.
I'm going down the still road again.
And now I have a sneaky feeling the table has just turned very recently, where he's brought something onto your driveway which now upsets you.
Yes, and I'm
Well, when the daggone thing is as big as Mandingo is.
By the way, Mandingo is a truck, just in case anyone is thinking of otherwise.
Yeah, don't do a Google search with images or videos.
No.
Yeah, don't look up Mandingo for Christ's sake.
We don't encourage that.
So when did the leaf blower restriction come in?
So I didn't know. Like I said, the neighbors who don't like us, they just sent me a text message this morning during our live. Just want to let you know. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? So I just said, thank you. What am I supposed to say? You know what I mean?
Is there no possible way that you can get around that system by blowing into a bag, for instance? No. Whoa. Let's try and keep it clean where we can. What I'm saying is that it's against the rules, the law, to use a petrol blower because it's spreading a coronavirus is what they're considering. So what I'm saying is, do you not have a big yard bag or something like that where you could say, you're taking precautions and do it indoors, do it in your garage? I would try and get around that where I could.
Well, I mean, we have a battery-powered leaf blower that she uses to clean off our decks, and I use it to blow out the garage. But I have, Husqvarna for the property.
Looks like you're borrowing my blower now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I really, really, really struggle with you, Chris. It's just the way I am. Anyway, people, it is 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock at night here. I've been going for 2.5 hours, which is my absolute maximum limit because Mrs. P is indoors and she'd be expecting me to go and watch a film with her, all that sort of good stuff. So family comes first, and what have you.
Definitely.
So I'd like to thank the two newbies up, Alan and Harry, for coming up.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for having me, Mick.
Yeah, oh no, absolutely
cheers,
welcome.
Mick. Lovely.
Anytime. Don't be shy. Always welcome up here. Anyone is welcome, whether you've got a channel or you're just a viewer or whatever it is. And we've all played nicely. No one's got upset. which is lovely. To everyone that's been on the panel, much appreciated for coming in and saying hello. Everyone in the chat, big respect to you all. This is a hard time. I just wish everybody the success in this current climate we're in. Stay safe. Just adhere to the guidelines. Look after each other. Try and help people out that are in need. And hopefully in a couple of months, we'll all come out of this and we'll all be laughing and I'll be selling hundreds of lawnmowers, which isn't going to happen. And we'll all be all right.
That's our dream.
Yeah, it's what it is. So thank you very much, my panel people, for coming on up. If you can all give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic on your way out.
Already done it.
Yeah, you absolute stars. And I'll see you on the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people,
later.
Take her easy.
Hey, cheers, Mick.
Later,
all the best.
Bye, Mick.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 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 That's it. Everyone's now gone. Thank you very much for coming in, people. Much appreciated. Big respect to you all. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, being avid subscribers, and come and say hello. Don't forget, next Saturday night will be my normal live stream. I may do a live stream during the week just to try and keep the tempo up during this hard time. So look out for a midweek live stream. I might do one during the day if I can find a little spot to squeeze in. So thumbs up on the way up. Much appreciated. I'll see you all again on next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. Look after yourself and stay safe.